All right, all right. Looks like we are live for the JOJO Friday in this place. Man, PE Live coming at you live on July 10th, 2026 after the fraud catcher fraud. No, I'm joking. What's good, everybody? OJ here. Welcome to another stream. We've got a great show for you guys. I'm excited to talk about video games. Yes, more bad things, but I promise I'm gonna move on from this physical game stuff. Like, it's not gonna dominate everything we do. We're still gonna talk about games. We're still gonna discuss, you know, actual like gaming and gaming culture and content. Like, so you know, like I know it's exhausting. I get it. It's exhausting. I'm tired of talking about it. Some of you guys are probably tired of talking about it. Some of you guys are probably not tired of talking about it. I don't know. Depends on how angry you are about it or not. Real quick, shout outs to Deviator or Deviator TV over on Twitch. Thank you for the follow. Also, thank you to Jamanda Brooks with the subscription over on YouTube. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Elite Ninja Village and the Fire Nation over there on Twitch. Let's get into shout outs, then we'll get into all the other content for today. Party Man, he's at a restaurant, but just wanted to say hi. He'll be back later. What's up, Party Man? Chrono Rig with the $2 dono. Thank you for the 2, Chrono Rig. It says, hey OJ, Digimon and Grand Blue, not enough time. I know, both of those games launched, and I do not have time to play them. Like, I don't know if I want to dedicate the time to play both of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially with Splatoon Raiders, so Elliot, and I'm still playing Star Fox. I'm still playing like so many games, and I got back into Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, which is an awesome game. That's an awesome game, but I think I'll cool on that one just a little bit. But yeah, man, seriously, there's a lot to get into. Thank you for the $2 dono. I appreciate that, Chrono Rig. Also, big love to Monado with the 81 months. I was expecting a debate from that fraud catcher. Unfortunately, there isn't. LOL. That weirdo couldn't even try to think of a better reason to dodge the debate. Yeah, I mean, I think he was caught off guard by me saying let's do it right now, and I think that he ended up obviously frauding out himself. Which, I mean, I knew he was a fraud. I know who he is. Like, I know he's a sock account. He's an alt account. I know who he is. But yeah, I thought it was pretty funny that he decided to, like, he calls himself the fraud catcher, then decided to like run away. Justin with the 3.
Speaking of physical, I ended up picking up a Switch 1 version of Digimon because of the free Switch 2 update.
Yeah, that's the cool thing for those who don't know. Digimon Story Time Stranger has a Switch 2 game keycard, but it also has a Switch 1 version, which with a Switch 2 free update. If you pop it into a Switch 2 and update it, it will download the Switch 2 update on there. So you have 2 options for that. You don't have to get the game keycard. You can do the free update way of it. It's still going to download, obviously take up space on your hard drive, but you know, it's not going to be like the full amount, I think. And you also get like the physical game on cart. The Switch 1 version stays intact on cart. So there is that. Shout outs and thank you to Justin with the 3. Then also 777 AZ Double OG. We got back to back Hokage and streamers. I'm sorry, I couldn't even keep up with it. Says I'm stuck on Elliot. Can't get the big yellow flower. Can't get in the big yellow flower. I'll just look it up on what's it called? Just look it up on Google and they'll teach you how to do that. No problem. Just like look up a guide. Probably shouldn't be too hard to get that. Thank you so much. 777 OG Double OG. Triple OG Double OG. What's up, man? Thank you so much. 777 Lucky 7. Thank you for that $5 dono. Hopefully you can get past that once you're looking it up. What's up, Ninmar? Welcome. Jay Sniper says, hey bro, really enjoy the POD. I'm not sure if you have talked about this topic this week, but what are your thoughts on Marvel Tokan being region locked out at 132 countries? I haven't talked about it too much just because I'm not really, you know, looking forward to Marvel that much. And I don't feel like buying a PSN membership to play the game. I mean, I think the game also on PC. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm not really looking forward to it too much. So since I'm not really looking forward to it, I haven't really discussed the controversy or anything. But yeah, it sucks. I mean, it sucks for people that are, you know, in those countries, and they can't get in to play the game themselves. So very unfortunate on that one. But yeah, I mean, that's Sony wants to do that. I mean, they want to do that. I mean, it's their game, I guess, right? Shout out to 777. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Let's see. I'm doing good though. I signed up for a membership and it didn't announce. Oh yeah, Jezbelly, thank you for the membership. I appreciate that. I don't know why it didn't announce. What tier did you do, so I can just get you a custom one? I guess I can play it, but it's not gonna say your name. But I can still play the animation. Let's see here. What's up, Egomaniac? Welcome. What's up, Sortable Shelf? I'm sad about what Sony's doing with physical media, but I knew that the writing was on the wall for years now. The majority of people are okay with going all digital for the sake of convenience, and it's a game. And if it's a game they really want to play, I'm just going to continue supporting physicals for as long as I can. Yeah, me too. Me too. Zenji, what's up, Zenji? What's up, Lucette? Shout out to Lucette in the chat. What's good? What's good? Ninmar, what's up? What's up, King Tree Freak? Dream a Little Mo. Thank you, Jez Belly. Thank you for the becoming a member. Brian Wright, what's up, Brian Wright? Kevin EP, what's up, Kevin? Welcome. What is good? What's up, Boo Boo? What is good? What's up, Lando? Santa Monica Studios said that Laufey is coming on physical. It's a weird tweet. I mean, I think that people were asking them about it, so they wanted to clear that up. So that means it's coming out before January 2028. Let's see here. I did Ambu. I really like the animation. Oh man, you did Ambu? Okay, shout outs to the Ambu tier. How did it not pop up? What's going on there? Let me see test widgets. Let me see membership. There we go. All right. Yo, thank you so much. I appreciate that. That says Jezbel.
Valuable items.
Thank you for the Ambu tier membership. Oh my goodness. Shout outs. Thank you for the Ambu tier membership. Appreciate that. And thank you, Dream a Little Mo, with the gifted membership to Twinkie Chan. That name is awesome, by the way. Shout out to the Ambu tier. That's a lot, so thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's go ahead and get some combos on the board for that Ambu tier as well. And then Dream a Little Mo, thank you as well with that too. Shout outs, guys. Appreciate that. 17 on the board. We got our first combo break and overclock 15-minute extension tonight. We got full extensions tonight, guys.
Overclock
No
buster.
restrictions. I got work and I got some family stuff canceled on me for today, but I'm going into work, my other job, and I got family stuff that I'm doing tomorrow. It got canceled and delayed till tomorrow. So we got full extensions and everything today. I was supposed to stream earlier, but like I said, work got canceled and family stuff got scheduled for tomorrow morning. So I'm good for tonight. So let's do it. Shout outs, guys. Appreciate that. Not religious, not to get religious in here, but 777 God instead of 666 marks the beast. Don't 777 Lucky Sevens. AZ part of Arizona. Oh, okay, I feel you on that one, 777. Appreciate you, fam. Appreciate you. Let's see. I'm on track to finish Rebirth before Splatoon Raiders comes out. I'm on the tail end of Chapter 4. 10 more to go. Or no, sorry, 4 more to go. I'm enjoying the story and very excited for Revelations next year. Yes, sir. Kagebonshin no Jutsu. Shout out to Link. Appreciate you. Hello, OJ. I want to say that I find almost insulting how little Moist Critical has covered Xbox and PS debacles after he made countless videos on Nintendo is evil. I mean, yeah, I think he's covered it a little bit, right? I don't really... I know people watch Charlie a lot. They watch him and everything. But you got to remember, like I said before, I said this before and I'll say it again with Moist Critical. The reason why I stopped... Well, I never really paid attention to begin with. But the reason why I stopped, not completely wrote him off, but one of the reasons why I did kind of write him off and like his opinion was because he did not cover the hacks controversy with the Smash community essentially killing hacks. Like the Melee community, like through torture, through pure torture almost seems like, not physically themselves going and killing him, but they completely stripped him of his social circle, of his status, of everything, and gave him really no real reason. All he knew was that. All he knew was Smash and his friends within the community, and they completely removed that from him. And Moist Critical did not make a single video on that. He did not talk about that in any video. I mean, maybe on his live streams or something, but I'm not sitting through that boring live stream to hear him talk about it. And nobody clipped it, so I didn't see anything. If I'm wrong, let me know in the chat. But he did not talk about the hack situation at all. That's how I know he's a fraud. That's how I know Moist Critical is a fraud, because he has business ties to the Smash community. He has, I think, like an esports thing that he does. I'm not sure if he still does it full time, but I know he has a lot of friends, you know, Ludwig and these guys in the Melee community or Smash Brothers, and he decided to not talk about that, and that was a huge controversy. Somebody passed away. So Moist Critical is a fraud. I mean, let's just be Let's be real about this. He's a fraud. But that doesn't mean he's all bad. It doesn't mean like he's a terrible person. I do think that he's a fraud, though. I do. After he didn't talk about hacks dying, and right in his wheelhouse, that's what literally he's been involved with the Smash tournament scene, the Melee scene, the competitive scene, and he had nothing to say. He's a fraud. He's a complete fraud. But anyway, yeah, that's when I stopped taking him kind of like seriously at all. But like I said, I don't think he's a bad person. I'm not trying to say that he's evil or anything like that. I think that he is a fraud for not talking about that, at least in the video. Like I said, if I missed it, I redact my fraud statement on him, but I don't think he said anything. So let's hear, are you gonna join the Spawncast role? Yeah, probably. Around 65 hours in Rebirth. Queen's Blood got me in a chokehold, but I'm locked in. Yeah, Queen's Blood is cool. Pokemon is on PC, but it's not on Steam. But the countries that it does have PSN available in the countries, if you have a PlayStation in those countries, you can still play it. Okay. VPN time, I guess, right? Strong feeling that a lot of the devs at Sony are against the decision and the higher ups made. Of course they are. A lot of the people at Sony, they're old school gamers. They like physical games too. They got games. Can't believe it's months since the next Xenoblade game was revealed. Did you see Xenoblade? I know. Did I see it? Man. I got a Xenoblade video. I had to make another Xenoblade video. Well, I made an RPG video and Xenoblade's part of it. So, I've got that. So, Rebirth is padded. I speedran the last 2 areas after 100% everything up until then. Okay, shout out to Mundus. Let's go. Moist covers a lot of things, but yeah, his hack situation, he didn't cover it, and Technicals called him out when it comes to his negligence on the Smash community controversy. Yeah, he just ignored it. So I can't take what he has to say seriously after that, What's up, Vadsent? Welcome. I mean, he's a multi-millionaire, so he doesn't care. He'll cover whatever he wants, It's not like people are going to give him heat about it or anything like that, All of his worshippers that bend over and suck his toes, I guess, so whatever. Let's hear. Hey, Bead Queen, what's up? Welcome. Hi, LJ. I appreciate your positivity. As I was saying something negative about somebody. Oh, man. Let's see here. Perfect Image says, I sent you an email. All right, I'll check it out after the stream for sure. Where's Nahabino? I think he's behind the sofa or behind the couch. He's there somewhere. He's behind there somewhere, I think. He's chilling. He's out of the spotlight. What's up, Squirrely? Beat Queen is here. What's up, Beat Queen? Party Man's not here for right now, but you got to give us the lowdown on whatever happens with Party Man. You got to make sure that you tag me too. But Party Man's in Tomodachi Life. The fact that he won the best content creator at TGA's explains it all. Yeah, what a joke. But yeah, best content creator that won't address a massive controversy right in his own community. Yeah, best content creator, my ass. But okay, whatever. Excuse my French, guys. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Daniel Zazbek. Yo, thank you for the 200 sunshine. Thank you for the sunshines. I appreciate that, man. Do you think Moist is aware of you? No, Moist has no idea who I am and doesn't care and will never care. And that's okay. Let's see here. Shout out to Daniel. Let's see. Thank you for the 200 jewels. You are now the Jewel Ninja. Anybody else 200 or more, you go, man. Daniel at the top of the board. Thank you for the 200 jewels. Mark Skinner. Yo, appreciate that, Mark. Thank you for subscribing to the village. Subscribe to the channel. I appreciate that. Let's go. Let's go and I'll get one up there for the jewels. Oh, no, sorry, man. Put that. There we go. Remember, if you drop a dono, make sure you put your music request in the message. If you can't fit that in the message, then you can just put it in the chat afterwards. Thank you guys for your support. Justin, 777, Chrono Rig, if you guys want something, let me know. For you guys dropping donos, I appreciate that. I think the right way to fight for digital rights. Okay, yeah, I'll take a look at it for sure. I'm not trying to fight for digital rights right now. I'm trying to fight for the physical right now. So if it's anything that's like just for trying to talk about the digital rights, yeah, I get that, but I mean, I want more of the physical situation right now. I'm focused on that. Yo, Justin with the 3.
Maybe he's a good creator, but I fall asleep trying to watch any of his videos.
Yeah,
can I get some road taken?
I tried to react to one of his videos on stream, and everybody was like, yeah, thank God, this is lame. Like when I said, okay, this is boring, and like I just said it was lame. So I just had to exit out of it. So, but yeah, exactly. I'll fall asleep trying to watch the videos. Thank you so much, Justin, with the $3 dono. You are now the new Hokage. Supplanting 777 with the $6 total. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, Justin. Anyway, there's 6 more. You put Justin on the board. Appreciate that. Let me get the road taken going, though. Oh man! Speaking of road taken, have you guys? I think I'm gonna work on a Fire Emblem video for this weekend where I go over all of the new content, because like they've been dropping like new content throughout the week, new footage and gameplay trailers and all that type of, or not, like different character profiles and stuff, and all of it looks so good, man. I'm so excited. It has a really unique style to the characters and all that, so very excited to check it out. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, though, Justin. Thank you for the big 6. You see Stop Killing Games bill passed in Brazil. You think that changes everything? No, I don't think it changes everything. But it's one step, I guess. Honestly, most of the big content creators are frauds. Jacksepticeye and Markiplier are the only ones that seem genuine. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna disagree. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other people that aren't frauds that are big content creators. And I guess, what's your definition of big content creator? You know, some people will think anybody with 100K is a big content creator, or anybody with 1 million subscribers is a big content creator, or you got 500,000, or you got 10 million, you're a big. So I mean, I guess it varies. But I'm pretty sure there's a lot of good content creators out there. I'm just saying, like there's obviously certain things that certain content creators won't say because it interrupts like with their business. But they'll seem completely hypocritical complaining about something else, you know. Oh, so I don't need to see anything else from Fire Emblem. I just want the game. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the cool thing about Fire Emblem, like what they do, they don't spoil anything. It's just short clips, so you can watch it without it being like a problem. You know, like it's like, okay, you just see like a little combat clip from Letta or something like that, or you just see like a little, you know, voice sample. So it's nothing that's spoiler. It's just small little clips, you know. You hear about the Xenoblade Genesis. Let's hear some Xenoblade. Alright, I got you after this one. Xenoblade Genesis. We'll listen to that next. So far, we've had damn near some negative wild news per week in a while. What's your prediction for next week? I don't know what my prediction for next week is. But apparently, well, no, I do have a prediction for next week. Apparently, Xbox, there's a rumor that I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have heard about, that Microsoft is doing a disc to digital conversion thingy. So they're testing that to where you can essentially just take the game, you can put the game into the Xbox Series if you have a physical Xbox. You're just kind of out of luck if you have an Xbox Series S. You're just... Or maybe there'll be an attachment. Maybe they'll make an attachment to it later or something. But anyway, like you can put the disc of like any Xbox game that's backwards compatible that's supported into your Xbox Series, and it'll convert it to a digital game. But once somebody else uses that disc, then it'll revoke your license for that. So like if you sell the game. So that's going to be like the next thing that people are talking about. So it does seem like Microsoft is prepping everybody to go digital. Like, hey, if you have an Xbox Series X and you have physical games, get them all converted over digital now, because when the Xbox Helix comes out, yeah, we're not supporting it. I mean, IGN made a video talking about how this generation was a waste, and you know, that's IGN. They're like king and queen Xbox and PlayStation, you know, or really PlayStation. So. Yeah, man, I don't know. It's not good. Hey, what's up? Hey, J-Mel, what's up, man? Welcome. There are other creators I like. Those two are the big ones I can think of. Okay, I feel you on that one. What's up, Metagaming Dojo? Welcome. Lots of negative news, but I appreciate you talking about the positive stuff. I don't like the overwhelming amounts of opinions online. Hey, Felipe, man, I feel you on that one. It's getting kind of overwhelming, right? I mean, if you're being sincere with me, it's getting kind of overwhelming, right? Everybody has an opinion. Everybody has something to say. Well, that's fine. You know, everyone's allowed to have an opinion, but it is overwhelming. Like, if you consume too much online, it's overwhelming. That's why I wanted to play Rhythm Heaven yesterday. I just wanted to kind of relax. There was a lot of negative stuff, so I just wanted to kind of just chill out, play a game. I do have a new capture card coming in. I got a sponsorship, so I got a new capture card coming in from Aver Media, so look out for that. I might make a video on it. I might not. We'll see. Like, we're talking right now, so yeah, I'll have a new capture card soon. I think they heard me, because there's no way that I talked about it and then I got an email like the next day for like a capture card. So somebody had some ears to the ground or something, you know? So we'll see about, like I said, we'll start incorporating the games a little bit more and all that, like just so we kind of, I don't know, man, it's just been a little rough until like more news comes out, obviously, right? The audio was kind of messed up though. Like if you play it back, like the audio still is not great. I definitely need a new capture card. Like I need a new capture card, and I need to completely clean this setup. So I think once that capture card comes in, I'll get everything done at once. I'll unplug everything. I'll wipe everything down. I mean, it's not dirty in here, but like I'll just unplug everything, replug everything in, and I got a bunch of new cables coming in. So I'll completely swap all my cables for all my my PC and everything. So, so yeah, we'll get that going. We'll get that going. Hey, Mr. PlayerEssence, shout out to the a Fire Emblem song. Yeah, this is a great song, man. It's really good. I like it. Let's play some Zanza the Divine from Xenoblade, though, for my man, 777. What's up, Dior? Welcome, brother. How you doing today? Shout outs. I'm low-key worried about Persona 6 and Kingdom Hearts 5 or 4 won't have physical now. It's very possible. I think Kingdom Hearts will be 2027. And I'm hoping that here's the thing. If it goes to 2028 and they can't get it physical, I'm hoping that Square Enix then puts those funds that they would have made to produce a disc for the PS5, put those funds into an Xbox, put those funds into making an actual Switch 2 on-cart version of the game, right? Like, I think that would be pretty cool if they can do something like that. Put those funds towards making a real on-cart version of Kingdom Hearts 4 for the Switch 2. Don't cheap out with the game key card. Like, at least give us one real version of the game. Shout outs to Dank, appreciate that. Yeah, they didn't spoil the time skip as well when they were doing that before. Physical can be converted to digital by inserting the physical into your hardware. Is that a good thing? Well, it sounds like a good thing, but essentially what it is, it's preparing you to go all digital. Like, so it's like a good and it's a bad, it's ultimately a bad thing, you know? Because they're trying to, now if they supported both throughout like next gen, then it'd be fine. But clearly they're trying to get they're trying to get all your games digital. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to prep you and get you ready because the Xbox Helix probably isn't going to have a disc drive, you know. So I think that's what's going on there. Correct me if I'm wrong. Sony are expecting their loyal fan base to give up and give into digital. Do you think the boycott will fail? No. But I got a video coming up on that. I don't think the boycott's gonna fail in one way it will fail, and another way it won't fail. And I have a video talking about that more. But I think essentially Sony feels that they know that they're not gonna sell as many PS6 systems next gen. So they're going to leverage PSN, they're gonna leverage digital to try to get as many people as possible. So to make up for that. But I think that Sony knows the writing's on the wall for the PS6. Like there's too many things that are like not consumer friendly, no physical, no $1,000 system, PS5 still doing, I mean, it's not selling that great anymore, but PS5 still being very prevalent. Most of their most popular games being Roblox, Fortnite, and games that are just fine on the PS5 that you don't need a PS6 for. There's like RAM prices. There's way too many things going against Sony. They know they can't just release a system next year and all of a sudden it's all just honky-dory and everyone goes out there and buys it outside of the enthusiasts. Like, I think they're well aware of that, which there's an article that came out on Push Square that basically says the same thing. But, you know, we'll see. Let's see here. Those games have a Gregorious. Am I stupid? Can I read? Gregorious cover art. Gregorious cover art. Those are Kingdom Hearts. It would be so it'd be a complete waste. Okay. But yeah, shout out to Ahmed. It's strange that these so-called consumer advocates are now trying to tie in the whole college football 27 microtransactions debacle to Mario Kart World. I have not seen a single person do that, considering Mario Kart World doesn't have any in-game microtransactions for any like the single player stuff, and like College Football 27 does. So I don't get that. I don't know who's doing that, you know. Let's see here. I can't read. I was thinking I can't read. Yeah, Sony's in for a rough generation. I don't see people rushing out and buying the PS6 right away. I mean, I see enthusiasts, yes. So it's gonna sell out and it's gonna be scalped and people are gonna say, look, the sales. But ultimately, it's gonna the reality is going to set in that people are okay with PS5, you know, for the type of games that Sony, and like Sony's going to have to support the PS5. They're going to have to support cross-gen anyway. So that's the thing, you know. What's up, Enlightened Bruto? Let's see here. It's crazy, no Black Ops physical. This can be your opportunity to just not support it. Jason Schreier says, despite official cancellation, Obsidian will continue to work on Avowed 2. Well, he said that it's going to be a very small team working on some ideas, but they weren't working on the Fallout beforehand. So they basically put aside Avowed 2 and put most of their resources on a new Fallout. So, I mean, it's not canceled, but I mean, they've got to move it aside, you know? They stopped working on it full, like, you know, with all their crew, and then moved over to Fallout. Honestly, if consumers were giving consistently banger games, we would have eventually looked past the digital-only thing. I think the problem is the game lineup is not great. I mean, and we're going to watch a video from Laura Fryer, the former Xbox executive, and she talks about this. So, yeah, that's the thing. Like, she says the same thing in the video. Well, kind of, you know, when it comes down to it. Like, she had a good point. So we're going to watch that. I watched it earlier, but I want you guys to check it out, too. Prices are going to be the biggest factor. Yeah, it's probably going to be $1,000 though. It's going to be close. I mean, the PS5 Pro is $900. So I mean, I don't think it's going to be much cheaper than the PS5 Pro. Game key cards are just like regular physical games on Xbox and PlayStation. All games on non-Nintendo platforms require a download and install. Well, no, not necessarily. Not all games. I mean, yeah, a lot of games require or you can download something or there's a patch. But there's actually a high number of games on PS5 that, I mean, you don't have to download anything. You can play the game straight up. You can just play the game. The game's on there. After you install it. But no, you don't need the internet for a lot of PS5 games. Now, for Xbox Series games, it's a little bit different. If it's a smart delivery game, you need the internet for the Xbox Series X version. So they're essentially just like free upgrades, right? For a lot of Xbox Series games that are also on Xbox One. Now, the Xbox Series X disc by itself, I don't have a ton of those, but I'm pretty sure like the game is on there, and then of course if there's a patch, you can download the patch. But there are quite a number of Xbox Series and PS5 games that there are patches that you need, you know, that you don't need, but there are patches that are like, okay, well, you probably want to play the game with the patch, you know, with the patch, but you don't need it though. You don't need it, or like extra features or stuff like that, right? So. Let's see here. The PS6 being 1K and all digital will turn a lot of casuals off, especially if they can play their normie games on PS, like Fortnite and sports games and Roblox. Yeah, exactly. So I don't see a lot of like normies rushing out to go buy it right away, outside of like the dedicated normies. But it's going to be a lot of enthusiasts. If Nintendo key cards phase out over time, Nintendo is golden. Well, yeah, I mean, if third-party developers want to phase them out, I mean, there might be more pressure to actually do game key cards. If Sony and Microsoft get rid of that, which that's going to be, like I said, that's going to be a video. If Sony and Microsoft get rid of physical, where's that extra money going? Now, obviously, they might want to just say, hey, we get more profits now because of all digital, but you can't bank on everyone just being okay with all digital. So I think that money should definitely go to making more real physical games on Switch 2 where people actually buy physical games, you know? Hey, with the $2 dono says, really took a COD port to make you guys fold. I don't think everybody's folding. I think those were the people that actually just liked, you know, Call of Duty and bought games digital anyway. I don't know if those are like the hardcore people that are doing that, you know. I don't think so, but I know that's what some people are thinking for sure. Thank you for the $2 dono. I appreciate that. Shout outs, guys. 23 on the board, 7 combos away from a 30-minute extension on tonight's stream. Thank you guys so much for your support. Seriously, thank you. Shout outs to Hey, appreciate that. Hey, what's up, Elias? Welcome, man. How are you doing today? Mundus is on Xbox. It was early on. Now smart delivery games are backwards. The X game is on the disc, and you need to download the Xbox One game. Otherwise, you're 100% correct for the series games. Oh, okay. It's the other way around. That's funny. Okay, so they flipped it. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. I'm sorry. That's how. You know what? That's how you know how long it's been since I've actually put in an Xbox Series disc into a. I haven't played Xbox. I think I haven't played Xbox in well over a year. I don't even remember the last time I played my Xbox. Yeah, when was the last time? I don't even know. I don't remember. So there you go. I've bought a lot of Xbox. I've bought Xbox games though. Definitely bought a lot of Xbox games. I'll be buying more. But yeah, well, there you go. Thank you, Mundus. I appreciate the correction there. Have you seen how Atlas is advertising people Revival, acting like the game is coming out next month? Well, the game is coming out in early February, so I mean, they're getting the marketing going. Let's see, Radic did fold him and PO. I don't think him and PO folded. I don't think they folded yet. Mr. PO, from what I read on his Twitter page, he said that he's not sure what he's going to do. So, which maybe sounds like he's going to fold. But it's not a fold yet. I don't know if Radic and him folded yet. So, we'll see. This week was tough. I didn't play any video games at all. Oh, yeah. Just work. I feel like people forget hardcore COD fans are no different than the big GTA fans. Yeah, that's true. A lot of them are kind of very similar. Why I sold my Xbox incoming? You know, my Xbox is up here. That's it. This big black fridge looking thing. That's it right there. Yeah, I don't plan on selling it. It's just gonna sit up there. I mean, maybe I'll sell it later once like distant into the future, like when it's worth like, you know, $5,000 because digital is gone and it has a disk drive on there. Oh man. Let's see here. Radic bought Black Ops Frame 1. Yeah, that doesn't mean he's folded on digital and like physical games. That doesn't mean he's folded yet though, just because he bought a digital game. I mean, if you buy a digital game, that doesn't mean you're folding. Like, I don't think that means you're folding if you buy a digital game right now. Like, I think that's a bit unfair. And I don't think he said he was going to boycott all digital games. I don't think he said that in the first place. So, are you going to cover the news of Pokemon Winds and Waves seemingly having 300 new Pokemon? I did see that. Actually, I think the music's too loud, actually. So, let me turn down the music. I'm sorry about that, guys. I did see that news. But I don't know if I'm gonna cover it like that. We'll see. I'm gonna wait a little bit. When I first played Killer Instinct, I couldn't tie my shoes yet. I could definitely tie my shoes when Killer Instinct first came out for the Super Nintendo. I didn't play it in the arcade. I think I saw it, but I don't know if I might have played it in the arcade, but I don't remember. But I remember I got the game on Super Nintendo and it was awesome. Person literally said F you. I mean, somewhat, yeah. Somewhat. Ninmar says, I still can't. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you couldn't tie your shoes, Ninmar. I mean, like, it's hard to tie your shoes, like, when you have, like, Chipotle in one hand, and then you have pictures of like, you know, your favorite Asian women in the other hand. It's hard to actually, I mean, if you're looking at your phone and looking at your favorite Asian women, and then Chipotle in the other hand, it's really hard to tie your shoes when you have no hands available. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're always, those are the two things that you're always looking at. I have over 1,000 digital games from Switch 1 era, but it still managed to buy 28 physicals. I'm not going out. I'm not going out of my way at all. You have 1,000 digital games? Oh my goodness, that's a lot of digital games. That is a lot of digital games. Damn, the first thing I hear on stream. There you go. Oh man, Chipotle and Ninmar. Hey you. Yo, Jax, with the $2 dono on JoJo Friday. Thanks for the $2 dono. We are 5 combos away from the 30-minute extension. I appreciate that, guys. And let's read off what Jax G had to say. How do Xbox intend to compete next generation, only focusing on big name games and exclusives? For instance, Fire Emblem doesn't sell overwhelming numbers, but the core base is still keep coming back to Nintendo. I don't know. I think Xbox is kind of just screwed next generation. I don't think the Helix is going to do well, and I think they're going to end up just eventually just phasing out hardware. Eventually, they're going to just transfer it all over to the cloud, and they're going to transfer it over to, like, okay, they're going to still support the Helix, but they're just going to go more PC and like digital and like cloud. Like, I don't see the Helix selling anything significant, even with exclusives. I don't think like Halo, Gears, Fable, Forza, it doesn't have the clout and buying power that it used to have. You know, they used to have a lot of clout and buying power, but they don't. And even if you go back to Halo's heyday, right, like the biggest Halo heyday, which would be Xbox Xbox, the original OG Xbox and Xbox 360. 360 sold well. Halo was part of that. But the original Xbox, Halo was a massive phenomenon. It was huge. It sold a lot. And it didn't really push the original Xbox to sales, astronomical sales. So really, you're 1 for 1. You know, you're 50% on Halo being that system that game that can push a system over the edge. You know, you're 1 for 1. They haven't. Xbox One, nothing. Xbox Series, nothing. So really, I mean, not even 1 for 1. You're actually you're 1 for 4. So you're 25% on Halo being that game that can push you to the console sales that are astronomical or very good. You're 1 for 4. You know, so it's going to be hard for me to believe that that Microsoft is going to be able to sell any significant amount of Xbox Helix consoles, especially if it's a $1,000 system. But we'll see. Once again, I can change my mind once I see more of the system and the price and the features and all that stuff. Shout outs to Shaggy Zoinks. Yo, thank you for the $5 dono. I appreciate that. Get us the 30 on the board. We have now hit the tier 2 overclock. Yes, sirree. We have got it. Let's go ahead and play that. 30 minutes unlocked. Here we go.
Overclock Buster.
Shout outs to Shaggy. Let's go. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Shaggy. Appreciate the 5. Next one up is at 45 on the board. We will have a 45-minute extension as we get closer and closer to that. Noah and Mio and Platinum. Thank you guys so much for your support. I appreciate that. Let's go. I'm playing Black Flag Resynced. It's very good. I got the launch edition and it's on the map and the book, the map and the art book. Good stuff, man. I actually have a copy of that to give away, so I'll be giving that away. And then I also have the game too. Ubisoft gave me a copy of the game, but I got to get into it. Excuse me. It's probably too early to ask this, but do you see the PS6 selling less than the Xbox One did because of the $1,000 price? If it's $1,000, then yes. I don't think it's gonna sell more than the Xbox One did, like the 58, 60 million. I don't think it's gonna sell more than that, because the PS5, even at its price right now, it's struggling to hit 100 million. Now it's gonna get GTA, so GTA is gonna be a big bump, and GTA can be a bump for next gen peeps too, because it's probably gonna play at 60 FPS on PS6. But we'll see. Let's see. I played Grand Blue Fantasy demo and it makes me want to pick it up. I can try more demos with the eShop being so much better. Yeah, there you go. You don't need to use the eShop though, Scott, to browse it. Like, you can just browse it on the PC or browse it on your phone, and it's always been good on there. And you can download demos straight to your straight to your console from there. So just also keep that in mind. Players don't know if PS6 does good either at this point. Yeah, I agree. I'm not really sure. At $1,000, I mean, there's been no $1,000 system that's ever done good. Like, in the history of systems, any system that's ever been $1,000, it's never done good. So I can't sit there and say, oh yeah, it's gonna do great. I don't think $1,000 systems do great, but that's just my own opinion. I got like 400 digital games with my PS Plus free monthly games. Well, those aren't actually yours. Those are renting though. Those are not actually your games. If the Xbox makes Fallout and Elder Scrolls exclusive, I'm buying an Xbox right away. That's true. I mean, if they do that, I think that there are people that will buy it for that. But I mean, those are hardcore gamer games. I don't think that's going to be able to push you to any type of significant amount of system sales for those games. But that's just me. Are there going to be more people? Absolutely. Will it be awesome? Sure it will. But I think there's definitely, I mean, the fact that you've waited so long to make a new Elder Scrolls game, like, how popular is Elder Scrolls now compared to, like, will you have the same people that were lining up to buy Skyrim to buy this one? I don't know. I just don't know. The people that bought Skyrim back in the day, that rushed out and bought it, right? They're very different people than now. How many 15, 16, 17-year-olds, I mean, if this game is 2 years out, right? If the new Elder Scrolls is 2 to 3 years out, like the reports say, I mean, if you bought Skyrim when you were like an adult in 2011 or 2012 or 2013, you're like either in your 40s or your 50s now at this point, So, I mean, you could still like all that, unless you were like a child. If you were a child when because I mean, remember, it was 2011. So from 2011 to now, you're talking 2030, right? Like, that's a long time. That's almost 20 years. We're going on 20 years, So I think that's the problem, is that, like, where are all those people who felt Skyrim was the greatest thing since sliced bread, that went out and bought PS3s and 360s, are those people still around and looking forward to Elder Scrolls? Maybe. Possibly. Sure. But if you're talking about kids these days, they don't know what an Elder Scrolls is, and they do not care. They don't know what an Elder Scrolls is, and they do not care. It's definitely more of the old people. So we'll see, though. We'll see. I could be completely wrong on that one. Jack says Xbox has already been going in the direction of third party. I don't know why they're reversing that now, and especially with the recent layoffs. It seems like a move to refocus on known brands. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Mr. King, Mr. J? Welcome to the stream, brother. How you doing today? Welcome. Let's see. Microsoft think the new games will be successes. Ones in the old franchise because they are Microsoft. I mean, they have popularity. So I think it's because they know that it is popular. I just don't know if everyone and their mom is going to go out and buy an Xbox Helix if Elder Scrolls and if Fallout are exclusive. And what if they're not good? There's a very, very good possibility that these games aren't good. I mean, there's a chance that they're not great, you know? Kevin with the $20 Uruburos!
I think Sony should do digital to disc where you transfer the digital game to the physical game disc. Can I get any music from Astral Chain?
Yeah, like a blank disc and it transfers it there. Are the discs even capable of reading and writing? I think they can read and they can install it. I don't know if they can actually write information on there. Yeah, like a new blank Blu-ray disc. There you go. Okay, yeah, they should do that. I agree. Yeah, like a new form Blu-ray disc that allows you can buy them yourself. They might be expensive. I think you're actually being serious here now that I think about it. So I thought it was a joke at first, but I think he's actually being serious. And yes, they should. So here's the thing. They should do this. Hey, look, buy your own Blu-rays, right? They make a new Blu-ray format where it's a read and write, and you can put it on there, and bam, it's your copy of the game, a digital, and that doesn't cost them anything. You buy the Blu-rays yourself. You buy them yourself. You put them into your PS5, and it can lock it to that one disc, right? Maybe you lock it to that one disc or whatever, and lock it to there. I mean, yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think that's a very, very, very good idea. I thought he was joking around at first, but I think he's serious. So yeah, I agree. They should, and let us buy the Blu-rays if that's the case. Like if you can't, let us buy them. We can pay for them. Excuse me. Shout outs to Kevin. Thank you for the big $20. You are now the new Hulk Hogan. I mean, Sony would never. Let's just be real here, though, guys. Let me get real here. Sony would never, ever do anything like that. They would never allow that, though. Like that, they just wouldn't. So, shout outs to Kevin. Thank you for the big $20 on JoJo Friday. That 10 and up. You did a double JoJo for us. First JoJo of the stream as well. So you guys know what we have to do. We have to get his name on here. So you guys give some love to Kevin. First double punching JoJo tonight. Appreciate the big 20. Let's get the JoJos on the board here. Let's also play the notification too for my boy. The combo break to the JoJo boys. Let's go. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Astral Chain music as well. So we got some Astral Chain music. Legion Assault. Let's go. And we've also got a 45-minute extension on today's stream. Unlocked. Next one up. Get the 60 plus. We'll see about the hour-long extension. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Big love. We're going. PlayStation should apologize. Xbox should shut down. Nintendo should stop with keycards. Nintendo doesn't make keycards. They don't make keycards themselves. So, I don't know why you're saying they should stop with keycards. They don't make them. Nintendo does physical games themselves. But they cannot force third-party developers to not do a keycard. So, for example, Assassin's Creed Shadows is a game key disc on Xbox. It's a game key disc on PlayStation. Star Wars Outlaws is a game key disc. Indiana Jones on PlayStation is a game key disc. It's the same thing, where you have to use the internet to download, like to play the game, to play it. And once you got it downloaded, you can play. You can't force third-party developers to not make those. So that's the thing. Nintendo doesn't really make them. Nintendo does all of Nintendo's games that they've published worldwide are physical on card. So you can't force the developers to do that. What you can do though is support the actual real physical games that come out from third-party developers and say, hey, we want physical. But you can't force them to make a game on card. Like Nintendo would be stupid to do that. Remember the N64? I don't like game key cards though. I don't like game key cards, but it's not Nintendo doing them. Third-party developers definitely, I know for a fact, third-party developers opted for that. Know for a fact that they did, because it's the same thing as the N64. Cartridge price was too high. They said, we want a cheaper medium. Nintendo said, we don't have it. They said, well, we're out. And they just left the N64 for PlayStation. So Pocopia was not worldwide published by Nintendo. Pocopia was published by the Pokemon Company, and Koei Tecmo also had some publishing duties or some rights with publishing, if I'm not correct. But here in the US, yes, they were published, but they're the ones who picked the format. It was the Pokemon Company, and it was Koei Tecmo that picked the format for that. Nintendo was the publisher just here in the US, but worldwide publishing, so for example, Pokemon Legends ZA, that was physical on card for Switch 1 and Switch 2. So why would they do that for Pokemon Legends ZA, but then not do that for Pocopia? Obviously, that was the Pokemon Company and Koei Tecmo's decision on that one. Let's see here. Xbox forced developers to support Series S, and some developers skipped Xbox. I don't know how many did, though. So I don't know about that. There's not many, but yes, there was some talk about that. What's up, George? Happy Friday, man. Appreciate you, fam. Let's go. But people are saying that indies don't have enough money to publish on physical. Some indies have enough money. I mean, look at what's it called? Look at what's it called? Orbitals. That's an indie, and they're doing physical. So yeah, I mean, some aren't gonna have the money for that. But I don't think people are asking for indies. They're asking for like big AAA games to be on card. I don't think they're asking for all the indie games to be physical. I think they're asking for stuff like, you know, like they would love for like Pragmata to be on physical, like Capcom games. They'd love for like, you know, Final Fantasy to be physical. But those games are too big for the game cards, though. So some of the games are too big. But they just want more physical games when possible. You know, Cyberpunk is complete physical on the cartridge. So stuff like that, you know. My beard is coming in. I think my beard's already here. It's definitely not coming in. I think my beard is it's here. It's arrived. People are waiting for Expedition 33 port to Switch 2. I mean, yeah, sure, I guess. We'll see when it happens. Let's see here. I don't get why third parties do what PS does to put all the data on the cartridge, but you move the data from cartridge to Switch to play it, then you can use cheap cartridges, because that's stupid. Sorry, excuse my French. That's dumb. And it would be the same price. Sorry, it's not dumb. That's not dumb. It'd be the same price. It wouldn't make the cards any cheaper. Sorry. But I say it's not stupid. Okay, I thought you said something else. My bad. It's not dumb. I see what you're saying. Like installing from the cartridge, that doesn't make it cheaper. That doesn't make it any cheaper if you do it that way. It really doesn't. So, and all it does is it just eats up your memory on there. But I think some people think that a game key card would be it'd be the same thing as doing like a writing from the card. You would still have to have the full amount of that data on there. The problem is the amount of memory that it takes to put on there for a cartridge. If it was the same thing as PlayStation, where you install it from the cartridge, that doesn't make things any better. It'll still be the same price. Developers still probably wouldn't want to pay for it. So I did see people saying that, and I don't understand why people think that would make the cartridges cheaper. It wouldn't. They would be the same price. So, but I think you don't understand why they're doing it in the first place. Yeah, you don't understand why they're doing it in the first place. Oh, you're saying that they don't need height, but no. Here's the thing. It would still cost a lot. Yeah, you don't need the high speed capacity, like in terms of the speed, but it would still be more expensive. It would still, for example, think about it for like the Switch 1, for example. The Switch 1, the cartridges on there, right? Those are not high efficiency cards by any means. Those are not. They're still way more expensive than Blu-rays, right? They're still way more expensive. Those, the developers didn't even feel like putting their games on those. A lot of the big games were not on 32 gigabyte cartridges. A lot of developers opted to have game key cards essentially on the Switch 1. So it's not going to change anything. It wouldn't make it way cheaper or anything like that. It really wouldn't, because you'd still need that amount of memory to put on there. You would still need that. It's basically manufacturing a cartridge that has the memory. Not that it's the speed of it. It's the fact that it's a cartridge just to begin with, and the amount of memory on the cartridge. It writing to your system, that's not going to make it significantly cheaper, because the Switch 1, which is it's not a fast reading, you know, it's not super fast. I mean, it's faster than Blu-rays, I think, barely, or it's right around there, you know. But it's still expensive. So that wouldn't make it any cheaper. That would make it, because considering the Switch 1, they did not use 32 gigabyte cartridges because they were too expensive. So if they weren't using them on Switch 1, they weren't going to use them. They weren't going to use them at all. They're not opting to use them at all. Switch 1 cartridges aren't much cheaper than Switch 2 cartridges from what I've researched. Switch 1 cartridges, depending on the cartridge that you get. I mean, if you get like the really small, tiny ones, but the 32 gigabyte cartridge on the Switch 2 they're pretty much about the same price, if I'm not correct. They're not much more cheaper. Now, like a 16 gigabyte cartridge or like maybe like an 8 gigabyte, I mean, I think maybe those are, but no third-party developers, the games aren't that small. So that's the problem. Like, you're going to need 64 gigabytes, right? You're going to need 32 to 64 gigabytes for most of your games, 64. So Switch 1 doesn't have 64 gigabyte cartridges, and most developers felt that 32 was too expensive because they didn't use those either. So I don't think it's going to be significantly cheaper from what I've researched. Let's see here. How am I sleeping? I'm okay. Let's see here. People say that they would pay more for physical, yet complain that Mario Kart World and Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave are 80 physical. Sure, I don't like the prices either, but better than no physical. Yeah, that's true, but I think that they feel that those games aren't worth it because of the graphics or because of the content or because of whatever. Notice how Fire Emblem, it was 70 digital but 80 physical. I also think it's based off of the people that actually like the game. Fire Emblem fans don't give a crap. They're just happy to be here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can charge 80 for Fire Emblem, and they'll be like, well, it's Fire Emblem, and I like Fire Emblem, and Fire Emblem's a hardcore game. I'm going to get 5,000 hours of content. I'm exaggerating. I'm getting a lot of content in this game. It's really good, and I'll pay that. A lot of hardcore Fire Emblem fans buy the special edition. That's over 100. So people don't care. Usually when it comes to Mario Kart, that's different. You're talking about families. You're talking about more of a casual base. That's a very different thing. So I think that's the reason why Fire Emblem, you know, and Fire Emblem had a $70 version of the game. I mean, Mario Kart had a $50 version of the game with the bundle, but you guys know what I mean. Like, not everyone's going to get that bundle, I guess, right? Or right away, or maybe later down the line, you're going to buy it for like a family, friends. But Fire Emblem's more of a hardcore game. It's got a lot of content in it. So the whole 70-80 thing with Fire Emblem, it wasn't as big of a deal because one, there was a $70 version of the game, but two, a lot of the hardcore Fire Emblem fans were spending over 100 anyway. Like, so they were like, so Fire Emblem fans would be like, okay, why are they going to go online and complain when they dropped 100 plus for the special edition of the game? They want their physical cartridge. They want their little stuff, right? Like the Dagden edition. So it's like, yeah, I mean, I could complain, sure, but I mean, I dropped 100 and something without even thinking about it, you know? I felt that it's worth that for the special edition of the game. Now for the single, I mean, I need to see the game like itself, like we need to see the reviews and all that. Maybe it's worth it for some people, but I mean, yeah, I think that now at this point, you're talking about physical cartridges, 64 gigabyte cartridges. I mean, they're expensive, so I mean, it's one of those things to where it sucks, or you can wait. I mean, if you wait, you'll be able to get Fire Emblem for less than $80. Like, just like you can get Mario Kart World for less than 80. You can get it used for cheaper, you know? So, do cartridges have anything in them that would affect by the price caused by AI? The memory crisis. So yeah, a little bit, yeah. They need to stop making these big ass games and be more cost efficient. Yeah, I guess it's easier said than done, right? Easier said than done on that one. I put 200 plus hours to Fire Emblem 3 Houses and Engage. Nice. Fire Emblem fans know what they're getting. Yeah, they know what they're getting. You know what I'm saying? They know what they're getting on that one. How much was Switch 1? Well, Switch 1 had a maximum cartridge size of 32 gigabytes. But not many developers or publishers opted to use it. There's only like 5 or 6 games that I can think of, a few that I can think of that are on a 32 gigabyte cartridge. So yeah, there's not many. Witcher, Final Fantasy 10-2, the Asian version. Mortal Kombat 1? I don't know. I'm not sure. There's a small handful of them. There's a small handful, but not many. Let's see here. Casual Noob with the $1.99 says I got offered 25% plus discount and caved and took it. Are you serious, Casual Noob? You got offered 25% PS plus discount. You caved and took it. You said Are you serious? Wow, you were so set. Did you still cancel all your other games, or are you gonna go back to get those games yourself? Like, did you still cancel? Are you gonna pre-purchase all the other games? Oh my gosh! Look, that's what's gonna happen to everybody, man. They're all gonna cave. Professional internet complainers pretending to care about Fire Emblem. Professional. Yeah, like, I don't really care what Arlo has to say about Fire Emblem. He's never beat a Fire Emblem game in his life. If you've never beat a Fire Emblem game, I don't want to hear anything that you have to say about the price or anything like that. Like, if you don't like Fire Emblem, you don't play Fire Emblem, you don't know anything about it, I get it. It's okay. You can talk about the price. That's fine. But, I mean, I don't really take your opinion seriously. You know? I don't take it seriously. But, I mean, I don't like it being 80 either. So, everyone's allowed to talk about that. But, I mean, you can get it for 70 if you want to get it for 70. So, I mean, it's there. It's available for you. But, no, I don't like the $80 price either. But Fire Emblem's really good. And it's a miracle Fire Emblem's even still here. And I think that people also have a different opinion of Fire Emblem because it was going to die. Fire Emblem was almost dead. It was about a decade and a half ago that if Fire Emblem Awakening didn't sell well, the series would have just been on ice. It might have been shuttered. It might have been a dead franchise. So that's another reason why Fire Emblem fans, we don't really say anything because we know where we were. We know what happened. And we don't want that to be a thing. So yes, don't get me wrong. Like, a lot of Fire Emblem fans, we don't like that. But we also remember what happened to this franchise, you know. And, like, so we're willing to support it if they, for any means necessary, for it to not go away, because nobody makes a game like Fire Emblem. It's a unique game. It's a AAA strategy RPG. How many AAA strategy RPGs set in a fantasy setting do you have? You do not have many. There are very few. There's a lot of indie and smaller ones, but there's not many big AAA ones that have massive branching story paths and different routes. Like, there's not a lot. There's not a lot of them out there. So, we're willing to take the hit on that one. Blazing Blazers. The Portland Trail Blazers with the $10 dono and says, what's good, OJ? Demon Slayer Infinite Castle finally on Crunchyroll. Nice. I'm going to go watch it. So you can watch it now. It's absolute cinema. Can you can you Smash Brothers Melee opening theme? Yes, I can. Yeah, I can finally go watch it. I need to get back to Demon Slayer. I need to finish My Hero. I need to get into Demon Slayer again. So maybe I'll get back into those. Maybe I will. All right, let's see here. Smash Bros. Melee intro or opening theme. Opening theme. All right. Thank you so much for the $10 dono. We are down at the 62, and you guys know we got to get it all lined up here, guys. We've got another JoJo. We got 3 JoJos locked in for tonight. I appreciate that, guys. 3 on the JoJo, that $10 and above. So shout outs. 62 on the board, and of course, combo breaks to the straight up raw JoJo Friday. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Blazing Blazers. Let's go. All right. We're going for the platinum here, guys. Trying to get to the 100 on the combo board. Go further than beyond. I appreciate that. Let's go. Lucina and Crom saved the franchise. Yes, they did. You guys give Blazing Blazers some love. Give us some likes on that post. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. People forget Fire Emblem used to only be in Japan. I mean, yeah, we've had it in the U.S. now for, you know, decades. But yes, before then, it was only in Japan. For Fire Emblem, I pre-ordered the collector's edition, so I don't agree with it being 80, but I still intend to play the game. Well, yeah, I mean, you agree with it being 100 something. You bought the special edition.
We could be living in a world where Awakening failed and we get a Fire Emblem remake years later for Switch to try to revive the Dead series. Lol.
Yeah, that could be the scenario. But I mean, they weren't really asking for much. I think it was like 250,000 units. They're like, yeah, if we don't sell 250,000 units, we're gonna be in trouble. So it was like, the bar was so low. And ended up selling like nearly 2 million units. So they actually blew away their expectations, you know. Did you know about old Fire Emblem anime? I did. I've seen both episodes. I think there's not many, but yeah, I've seen it. It's not that great. It's okay, but it's not that great. AR games, I predict 3D Mario, Xenoblade, Pokemon, Winds and Waves, 80, Splatoon, Smash 4, Base Edition, 2D Zelda, Ocarina of Time, next Mario Party. Yeah, that seems about right. I mean, we'll see. We will see. Shout outs to, thank you so much to Justin with the 3. I appreciate that. Let's see. I didn't know I could download Switch 2 on an app or phone. I have something to do at work. Yeah, you can download demos. Just go on the Nintendo, just log in on go on Nintendo.com. then log in. Just go to login and pull up your profile that's tied to your account. And then once you're there, you can download demos. It's super fast, and I mean, that's what I did for the most part. I didn't really use the eShop back when it was trash. I mean, it's better down on Switch 1 and Switch 2, but I didn't really use it on there. I just used my phone, or I just used the PC. Let's see here. Let's see here. Roger says, I challenge you, my God, my good man OJ, to a match of pro wrestling on NES. You ain't scared, are you? Pro wrestling? I think I'll pass. No mas. No more. I think you got me. I concede. I concede. Let's see. I was a massive Shining Force fan, but Sega killed the franchise after SF3 Part 3. Smash Bros. Got me to discover other fantasy SRPG, and Awakening was my first. The timing was impeccable. Oh, that's good. Figure Giant says, RGT complained that FE doesn't have much value as GTA 6, even though he's not a Fire Emblem head. No one even seen GTA 6 footage. In terms of value, like GTA 6 compared to Fire Emblem, you can argue that Fire Emblem has more value. And let me tell you, and listen, and I know that sounds completely crazy and biased and all that, but let me give you guys my argument for that. GTA 6 doesn't actually exist in a physical realm. GTA 6 is completely digital. There is zero real world value within GTA. So let's just talk about it from a outside looking in. Fire Emblem, there's actually value in it. If you have, give me 1 second. If you have this right here, this is the Fire Emblem Three Houses Special Edition. This is valued at way more than GTA. This is more valuable than anything GTA has ever put out. If you want GTA 1, GTA 2, GTA 3, GTA 4, GTA 5, or GTA 6, this is actually valued more than GTA. So from a real world perspective, buying Fire Emblem or buying Fire Emblem games can have more value than any GTA game from a real world value. If you have Fire Emblem, let's say Path of Radiance, that game also has more value than any GTA game, like what you can sell it for. I had multiple copies of Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. I sold one copy for, I think, about $200. I sold it for. So so let's just start off with that. Fire Emblem has, a lot of Fire Emblem games have more real world value than GTA. So that's the first thing. That's the first thing that I'll argue. Now, he's obviously talking about in the game itself. Now, here's the thing. GTA is a split thing. There's GTA Online, which is separate, right? It's a free thing, but that's a separate thing. So I don't know if he's talking about GTA Online. He's just talking about GTA 6, right? GTA 6, it could have more value than Fire Emblem, but it could not. We don't know how many routes Fire Emblem has. We don't know all the value within that. We don't know how much GTA has. Really, we're just going off of like the graphics and the development time. Sure, if you want to go off of graphics and development time, GTA has more money pumped into it. But when it comes to a real world value within how many hours you're going to get out of the game, that's going to be up to once the games come out. How many main missions are there? How long does it take to beat one game? How many main missions are there in Fire Emblem? How long does it take to beat that game? How many routes do you have? How many missions total are there in GTA 6? I'm pretty sure GTA is going to be elaborate. It's going to have a ton of stuff. It's going to be able, do whatever. But right now, outside of graphics, there's really not much more that you can say about GTA at this point in terms of its value compared to Fire Emblem. Now, if you're comparing it to, like, let's just say Fire Emblem Three Houses, you can spend upwards of 300, 400 hours. Now, do people spend that much time in GTA single player? Maybe. Some people do. Some people don't. So it really just depends. It's hard to tell right now. We got to wait for the games to actually come out and all of that, and then we'll be able to tell. Now, but once again, if you think graphics all of a sudden make the game more valuable to you because they spent more money on it, then that's fine. That obviously he's correct on that front. But when it comes to the actual game itself, that's going to be something else that, you're going to have to wait and see for. Because who knows? Fire Emblem could have multiple different routes. It could have 300, 400, 500 hours of content. I mean, we saw how much Fire Emblem Three Houses had, right? So we got to wait for that one. They have not even confirmed. Yeah, so we're separating GTA Online from GTA 6, right? We're separating those two. So we're not counting the value of GTA Online because it's a separate thing. It's not We're just talking about GTA 6, and that's coming out first. So, so I get the argument that GTA had a bigger budget. That's true. But like my debate with Nib, I don't care about your budget. Your budget doesn't your budget doesn't mean anything to me. So for example, let's talk about two games that both have different budgets and what people value more. Dragon Age Veilguard, Expedition 33. What do you think people feel has more value as a game? Right? But how about the budget? Dragon Age Veilguard was significantly more expensive to produce than Expedition 33. But I can guarantee you, the large majority of people out there think Expedition 33 is a more valuable game, offers more value, and is a better game. Now, once again, the games like Dragon Age Veilguard has a lot of content and blah, 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 but there's also other things that kind of play a part into that, what people think of value, right? So I am not like a game has a big budget, so therefore it's more valuable than other games. It's like, no, it's going to be based on what I think when I play the game, when I see more of it, you know? Let's see, Concord has a $400 million. Yeah, exactly. Concord apparently had a $400 million budget, so therefore, does that mean it's more valuable than other games? Well, absolutely not. Like, that's a very good point, right? So Concord had a huge budget. Is it more valuable than? It's not even more valuable than freaking Hollow Knight Silksong, or more than Hollow Knight, the original Hollow Knight. You know, it doesn't even exist anymore. So that's why I'm not a fan of using budgets to make your point. Like, oh well, the budget. Well, okay, who cares? Whose fault is that? That's not my fault you spent that much money. That doesn't mean it's all of a sudden going to be better than games that aren't or don't have as good as graphics or something. That doesn't make it more valuable, or that doesn't make it all of a sudden worth more because the graphics are better or because you spent more money on the game, you know? That's not how I evaluate games. And I'll never evaluate games that way. I'll never do that. Now, you have to remember, guys, most normal people or people that like GTA, right? Obviously, they think GTA is the greatest thing. There's a lot of people that really like GTA, but it really does not matter if GTA plays good or not. GTA is going to be beloved and is going to be loved and is going to be like the greatest thing ever, regardless of how good or bad it is. GTA 4 sucked when it came out. I don't care what the reviews say. You guys are allowed to like it. I understand people like the game, but the controls were bad. The music was repetitive. The graphics were jank at times. The input delay was insane. The driving controls were trash. And that game got unanimous 10 out of 10s. So it actually does not matter if GTA is good or not. The people that like GTA are going to say it's the greatest thing ever. They're going to give it 10s out of 10. It's going to be the greatest thing because GTA 4 came out with trash frame rate, bad, smeary visuals at times on PS3 and 360, input delay, bad driving controls, and it was the greatest game ever made. It was the greatest game. It was the greatest thing that we had ever seen, ever in the history of gaming, according to the gaming press and gamers. And they went out there and bought it and said it was the greatest thing. So it doesn't even really matter. GTA 6 is going to be significantly improved over GTA 4 and GTA 5. I mean, it might still have some issues here and there, but it's going to be better controlling and better playing than those two games at launch. It probably will be. So it doesn't matter. Even if it was worse with those graphics and what people think GTA, like the structure of GTA and the characters and like the insanity of it, they're going to give it 10 out of 10s regardless. GTA 5, same thing. Came out laggy, bad controls, frame rate issues, even from the first mission, dipping to like 23 frames, and 10 out of 10, greatest game ever, best thing ever. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's better than everything else that I've ever seen in my life. Woo! So it doesn't really matter, you know? That's my opinion on it, you know? It doesn't really matter. Fire Emblem could be the greatest thing ever. It can be the best strategy RPG ever in the history, and they'd probably still say that it's not worth anything compared to GTA, you know? The portable with the $2 says the answer to the thumbnail question, yes, it's over. Yeah, it's over. And thank you, Avalon R. Thank you for the France, the goal. Thank you for the 98 jewels, man. I appreciate that. Shout out to Deported. Thank you for the $2 dono, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. PS2 added 5 GTA games. Honestly, rather have that than one GTA game every 12 years. I mean, yeah, they're not going to make that many, though, with the amount of technology that's progressed at this point. And it's proved that you don't need a big budget to make a great game. I mean, yeah, that's been a thing for a very long time. So you got anything about Xenoblade Genesis? Yeah, I have a video that I'm doing about Xenoblade Genesis. I pulled up an old quote from one of the developers that were kind of hyping up what they were doing for the next one. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what you guys thought, obviously, about the trailer and everything, what you're looking forward to the most with the game, but also my video, which will be going live as soon as this stream is done. I'll have a brand new video for you guys where we talk about Xenoblade Genesis. So a little bit of a foreshadowing hype thing for my vid that's coming. Let's see here. Goal Spain. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced is out now. I hope the game is coming to Nintendo Switch 2, according to Nate the Hate. You hope the game is coming to Switch 2, according to Nate the Hate? He said that he hopes it's coming, or Nate the Hate said that it is coming? Which one? Yo, what's up, General Zamora? I haven't said what up to you today. What up, man? Welcome. I don't know if I brought it up in streams, but I'm keeping an eye out for the folks dragging Galaxy 1 and 2 pricing, but are fine with Black Ops 1 and 2 prices. Yeah, I always felt like the Mario Galaxy thing, I guess it was kind of weird, but I mean, I was like, I don't know, $35 per game, and maybe it could have been 60 instead of 70, so. Or maybe like 50 instead of 70. My biggest draw towards Xenoblade Genesis is honestly the art style. It looks vibrant and colorful. Yeah, let me know what you guys are looking forward to the most with Xenoblade Genesis, or what you guys think with that. Okay, this is going to take way too long. But you know, that's going to take way too long too. Play that for a little bit. Let's see here. Hey, what's up, General? Let's see here. What happened to Nate the Hate? Nothing happened to Nate the Hate. What's up, DeAndre? Says, my biggest draw... Okay, I already read that. My bad. Yeah, for sure. It's funny that I think Black Ops 1 and 2 had no changes at all, while Galaxy had some additions, texture bumps, etc. Yeah, I mean, once again, I didn't really take the whole Galaxy people seriously anyway. Like, I don't really take that stuff seriously. Like, you can always wait if you want to get it on discount, or you can just not buy it, you know? I mean, me, I was like, hey, look, I get 2 of the best Switch or Wii games on a physical cart complete. For that, yeah, sure. I mean, it's better than... You know, I mean, I think you can buy it on the Wii for like $20-something. So, like I said, the originals on Wii are still there. Or if you buy, I think I got on like the Wii U Virtual Console. It's crusty on there though. But yeah, I just got hyped rewatching your Xenoblade Genesis trailer yesterday. Although I haven't played the franchise, I don't. Every day I think I should never read a comment from you, and I just never know when I'm going to read something that just pisses me off, and that you got hyped for something that you've never played and that you don't know why. I think, all right, Avalon, thanks for coming out to the stream, man. I appreciate it. For Xenoblade Genesis, I'm looking forward to a whole different direction they'll go in, not tying to the previous storylines. Yes, that's one thing that I actually note in my video. It's the movement towards the unknown that excites me. Yes, exactly, the movement towards the unknown. That excites me too. All right, take it easy, Jess Belly. Hey, thanks for the Ambu tier pledge. I appreciate that. Yo, let's go. Xenoblade Genesis, Persona 4, XC3S. Okay, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Switch 2 edition. Fortune's Weave going in through next year. Crazy how 2027 is already packed. Yeah, and then we've also got Xenoblade Chronicles 2 at the end of this month. People are forgetting about that. We've got, I don't know why Nintendo put Xenoblade 2 and Splatoon so close to each other. I don't know why they did that. But, yeah, we got Xenoblade 2 on the 30th, and then we've got on the 23rd we've got Splatoon Raiders. So that's good. That's some good stuff right there. I think they wanted to give Star Fox some breathing room, so maybe they don't put Xenoblade 2 too close. I think that's gonna be the best selling one out of all of the Xenoblade remasters. I'm pretty sure Xenoblade 2 is going to be the best-selling one by a good margin. Yo, Gambit Zero! Thank you for the big Scotty Pippen 33! Ayo! Appreciate that, man. Let's see, if GTA 6 does not have a 60 FPS mode on the PS5 Pro, honestly can't wait for the PC release. I honestly can wait for the PC release. My backlog got a backlog. Too many games to play everywhere. Appreciate you as always, OJ. Hey, yo, I appreciate you. Shout outs to Gambit Zero. Massive dono today. Thank you so much, man. Getting us to our platinum goal. Not that much. So I appreciate that, man. 33 on the dot. Yo, let's go. We are going. And the triple JoJo boys in the house, too. Shout outs, man. I appreciate it. You guys give some love. Give him some likes on that post that he had. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And Gambit Zero, you're now the new Hokage and Stream Ninja. Yo, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. I'm going to read off Deported Sicilian's message here in just a bit as well. But let's get my man Gambit Zero. Gambit, if you want a music track, let me know. And I got you for the music as well, so I appreciate that, man. Let's go. Gam. There's not an E. It's just Gambit. Thank you for that big 33. Anybody that's 33 or more, give it up, my man Gambit, or tie him up on both boards. Yo, let's go, man. I spelled your name wrong here. Gambit Zero. There we go. If you want some music, let me know. Deported with the 5 as well. This is Jason Schreier leaked that he thinks that he has a better hairline than OJ. You know what? That's impossible to me. That's impossible that he would leak something like that. That just seems like not true. I would not trust that report, you know. Update rumor on id Software layoffs at id Software Frankfurt. 6 of the 12 workers were let go. The remaining keep working on id Tech. Okay. Did you see Essence Fest last weekend, OJ? No, I don't know what that is. Essence Fest? It sounds like something I would do. Shout outs to Gambit Zero, man. I appreciate you. Nothing on Chrono Trigger. Watch my last video though. I did make a video on it a few weeks ago, so watch that if you haven't seen it. Xenoblade Genesis. I'm looking forward to the inevitable sci-fi twist that also how it connects the greater Xenoblade lore. There might be a sci-fi twist. There might not be. They call it a fantasy game, so maybe it's straight up just fantasy. I don't know. I don't know this, but Xenoblade upgrade physical codes release on the same day of the physical release. I wanted to grab a code to slide in the case, then get the physical release. Okay. Robert says, I was excited because the party members riding the wolves in the Xenoblade Genesis trailer. I just love wolves in general. And looks way faster to traverse. That's hype. Yeah, Xenoblade has had some problems with traversal. Like, they make it to where you have to walk everywhere for a lot of the Xenoblade games. Like, you can't, like, there's, like, no way to, like, travel faster. Xenoblade 2, you can, but you don't go that much on, like, Dromart. You don't go that much faster on Dromart, you know? So, it's like, so there was definitely some problems. But they fixed that in Xenoblade 1 and Xenoblade 3. They're going to have some ways to go faster in Xenoblade 2, probably, right? So, so that's good. Let's see here. OJ, how's it differentiate PS Backlash from grifting? Didn't the same thing happen with Switch 2? I think it's gonna be based off of like the thing with Switch 2. People were lying a lot with Switch 2 when it comes down to that. So I don't think people are lying here with just like removing physical games. Let's see. I'm so excited for the open world aspect of Xenoblade Genesis. Looks like there's gonna be crazy mechanics where the worlds wrap around into a spear. It looks like it's gonna goes without saying, or goes without saying the story is gonna be fire. Yes, the story is gonna be really good. I'm excited about the party members. Okay, yes. The riding the wolves thing. Those wolves look like this, like from Xenogears too, which is cool. Yeah. Toxic Mario fans can cry, says Micah. Bro's never sleeping again. Bro's never sleeping. Let's see here. OJ has full head of hair. Hair could be better, but I mean, I try. I do my best. Do you get paid by Nintendo to review games? No, I don't get paid by Nintendo to review games. If I get paid by Nintendo, I think I've taken like a couple sponsorships from them, and I say it, and I outright say it on the, what's it called? Like, I'll say it on the video. I think Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, they just wanted some of the RPG fans, like, because I was gonna make a video on it anyway, and they just reached out and said, hey OJ, you want to talk about it, make a video? And I was like, okay, yeah, I was gonna talk about it anyway. But if you guys want to give me some money, sure, go ahead. So that I got paid for that, and I think maybe like one other thing. I think MEO, but both of those I said it. There was a thing on screen, and it was also on there. But the majority of games, no, I don't get paid anything. They didn't buy me a Switch 2. I bought my own Switch 2. I mean, they did invite me there, but I bought my own Switch 2. They gave me Star Fox, but they didn't give me any games last year. But they gave me a review code for Star Fox, and they gave me a review code for Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. They did not give me a code or anything for Xenoblade Chronicles X this year for Switch 2, but they gave me one last year for Switch 1. So they just randomly reach out at times and hit me up for like, maybe I'll get a code, maybe I won't. But I didn't get anything last year, and this year I've gotten a couple games, but I don't know if I'm gonna get, like, I didn't get Rhythm Heaven. I bought this myself, so yeah, there you go. But anyway, anytime I do a sponsorship, guys, it's clearly I say who the sponsor is, and it's in the description, and it's on there. Hey, sponsorship. So you don't have to worry about secret sponsorships or anything like that. Everything's always labeled and Correct. Did you see Switch Force's recent video on how Nintendo cut him off in 2021? I did not see his video, but I heard him say it on Twitter. When you get review codes, do you reach out to them first or they reach out to you? It just depends. If I want a game, I might reach out to them. But a lot of times they reach out to me first. So when it comes to Nintendo, I don't reach out to them. They just reach out to me. So why does Monolith Soft keep referencing those older games? What's the point? They won't do anything with those games. I'm not sure what you're talking about. What, Xenogears? Or what, Xenosaga? Well, because it's already a part of the bigger story, Felipe. But you don't know if they won't do anything with those games. We have to wait and see. They don't own the IP to those, so. Let's see. How do you get free stuff from Nintendo? I'm a content creator. I cover I'm pretty, that was a joke, right? 777. I cover Nintendo and RPGs a lot, so. I think 777's joking. I think he's joking. I don't think he was serious. Miyamoto watches OJ and he says, "Send this man our game." Yeah, there you go. There you go. It's funny to look back at drop the price of fools since it happened. Sony, Xbox, Valve all shot themselves in the face over and over. Nintendo stay in the course. Stay in the course for right now. We'll see. Yeah, he's just joking. I know you're just joking with that. It's all good. Any idea of a release date for Stellar Blade for Switch 2? I'm thinking it's going to be October at some point, or maybe even December. October, December. We'll see. Or maybe even November, but I don't think they want to do it maybe in the GTA month. I'm not sure. Or that's going to be Zelda month. So I'm thinking it's going to be October or it's going to be December. Oh, just a hunch, you know. What's up, Ryan Cardo? Welcome. Must be great to get free games as a content creator. I buy all my games anyway, so I mean, it doesn't, whether I get the games for free or not, sure, I guess. I don't want to sound like I'm ungrateful. But like, it's not as great as it seems. It's great, don't get me wrong, it's cool. But I also buy, I like physical, so I buy the games anyway. So like all the games Nintendo's giving me, like even like Xenoblade X, right? I still bought Xenoblade X, or like Paper Mario. I still bought, like they gave me Thousand Year Door, like for the review, right? Or for the sponsorship. I still bought the game physical. So I mean, I still buy the games, and that's just me. A lot of content creators don't, you know? They don't buy the games, and it's great for them. And yeah, it's good. Let's just be real. It's good. But like, you don't have time to play everything. So I think that's the one thing that I'll say is like, I don't really have time to play everything. Even when I get like free review codes and stuff. So, is it hot in Cali? Yes, it's hot. It's 100 degrees. Well, at least here in the central, it's 100. Other places it's not so hot, but it's hot here. But I'm inside, so I'm cool. I have a cool idea for Xenoblade Genesis. So since we have seen the wolves, which are the mounts for traversing on land, do you think we can get mounts for the sea and the air? Well, I think they showed it. They might have showed a mount for the air, Robert. So I mean, yeah, that seems like that could be a thing too. We'll see about sea. We'll see about sea as well. Becoming a content creator doesn't just give you free access to games, though, guys. Like if you become a content creator, like if you don't have a lot of subscribers, a lot of devs aren't going to give you a game or anything like that, you know. So you do have to actually have that. And on top of that, once again, like, you still have to put in the work on the game. Like, you got to capture the footage, you got to, you know, record. Like, it's not simple, it's not easy. It's actually like a real job. Believe it or not, it's like a real job. I edit so much. People think I just play video games. I just play JRPGs all day, right? And like, I wish I just played JRPGs all day. I don't. You got to work. You got to research, and you got to work. You got to edit. Editing is a lot of work. It's not like, it's not hard, but it's just monotonous. It's just like, okay, I got to look through, I got to splice, cut, click, 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 click. You're just like clicking any singular video. I can click maybe 5,000 times in one video or something, man. It's just like I said, it's a lot of monotony, boring work, which I guess a lot of you guys' jobs probably are the same thing too. So a lot of y'all could probably do it, probably do a better job than me, right? But yeah, I mean, it's like one of those things, like you still have to work at it. And there's so many content creators. There's so many people that are creating content. It's hard to stand out. It's hard like to stand out from the rest when there's so many people that are creating content and doing a great job of creating content, you know? So that's like another thing. I'm just lucky because I've been around for a long time and I was able to establish myself in a community. So I have a little bit of clout here, not a ton, but I have a little bit of clout to where I can, you know, do what I do here. But it's not easy, man. It took a while. It took a hot minute. Will AI help you? AI can help me. I don't use the AI on my editing software though. But yeah, I mean AI could help me, but I'm not using AI. I'm not using AI at all. So we could definitely see an air traversal in Xenoblade Genesis because we can see the ship in Xenoblade 3 and the scales in Xenoblade. Yeah. I do appreciate P3P in the shown way. Still, biggest fan of the whole day today. Oh, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying, big brother. I should be getting a Switch 2 this year, but it could be a prolonged bit. I still have a backlog I'm working on. Currently playing Persona 3 Portable on the Switch. Going backwards feels cumbersome. Yeah, I feel you on that one. Let's see here. I'll just use AI for editing. The thing with AI editing is that it's not foolproof, but I mean, yeah, if you want to use it, you can use AI and it'll edit out all of your mistakes and stuff, but it's not perfect, and savvy listeners will be able to tell that you edit it with AI. Not everybody, but a lot of savvy users will be able to tell you, like, yeah, you used AI on this one, especially if it's like weird. But yeah, I mean, you can use AI to edit your videos, but to me, like, there's certain things that I want to be in there and not. So I mean, if I use AI to edit my videos, like, it might come out weird or it might come out wrong, you know. So I rather just edit it myself. But yeah, I mean, there is AI. It can splice it, cut it. It can formulate all the videos. You can just let it do everything for you, which people do all the time. People do that. I mean, it's actually really common on YouTube. Shorts, in particular, very common for people to just use AI. Best Xeno waifu. The best Xeno waifu is the new girl, the new pink-haired girl. She's the best one that so far. I don't even know what her name is. Loot Box Me Senpai, Eleonora or something like that. Colin Moriarty talked about the politics behind the review codes because he owns an indie studio. Each system platform gives him 10K codes each, so it's really them just playing favorites on who and when they give out codes. I don't know if that's universal if they all get 10K codes, but yeah, maybe. Let's see here. How about no editing, OJ? No editing? No. You guys want to hear me stumble and mess up? That's what would happen if there was no editing. I'm okay. I feel like I'm Nintendo when it comes to, like, editing. Like, sure, I could use AI to, you know, speed up the process and all that, but I want it handcrafted. My videos are a certain way that's like, I don't know, I don't want it to sound like AI. But yeah, there is AI, man. It's built in. I actually, check this out, guys. I updated my software. I use pretty powerful, like, you know, where I pay yearly for the software, right? Power Director, like Power Director 365. So it's good software. It's got a lot of tools, and like they're like incorporating all this AI stuff. So I'm like, all right, let me just update it. Let me see what they're doing. And dude, it bogged everything down, man. It bogged everything down. My videos were crashing. My editing was. I'm like, what is all this nonsense? I go online and look at support forums. Everyone's like, oh yeah, I'm doing AI editing. And I'm looking at, I'm using some of the AI tools, and I'm like, this just seems so fake, man. It seems so fake. It seems so whack. Like, I don't know, man. It's not me. I'm old school. You know, I'm an old school guy. I still like physical media. So I actually reverted out of the hardcore AI updated ones, like where they have all the processes and new things and different tools. I reverted back to as far back as I could before they let me, you know, like in terms of the firmware. I reverted back. I got out of it. And every time that I upload, or every, I don't know, 3 or 4 times that I turn on my editing software, I click on my editing software, it says, hey, do you want to download the newest update? And I'm like, no, I do not want to download the newest update. I don't want to download the newest update. Because this AI stuff is too much. It's too much, man. It bogs everything down. Dr. How about no? Yeah, man. I can see your comments, man. What's good, brother? Playing Grand Blue Fantasy on your Switch too? Nice. Nice. RGT videos sounding like they're not edited, but I still watch his videos. RGT videos sounding like they're not edited. Yeah, he doesn't like. He's stated many times that he does not like editing. Most editors don't like editing. I don't really like editing either, you know. But some editing is cool. Because, like, sometimes, like, when you're editing, it's like, oh, man, you get to look at all the cool, like, Xenoblade stuff. Like, I love, whenever I'm editing Xenoblade, I like that. Because, like, I'm looking at the cool Xenoblade stuff. I'm grabbing screenshots for like the thumbnails. So if it's based off of stuff that you like, then it's pretty cool. You know, it's a fun thing. It can be fun. So it can be very, very, very fun. So yeah, that's the thing with that, man. You know. We can watch that Laura Fryer video now too, I guess, right? Let's go ahead and get that going. Maybe we can watch the new Jason Schreier video too. There's a lot of members only stuff. She seems like a hardcore gamer. They gotta bring Lawyer Fryer back, man. She seems like a hardcore gamer. The way that she speaks about things. She was a former Xbox executive. She's great. I watched her video earlier, but I want you guys to check it out because it goes back to this whole Xbox or PlayStation disc controversy thing or not or whatever, you know.
Sat down, she had her guitar slung low.
Okay, hold up.
70-year-old grandma sat down, she had her guitar slung low, ready for family game night. And then the music stopped. I spent hundreds of dollars on Rock Band songs over the years, and now some of them were just gone. You see, my nephew was visiting. It was one of the few games we could all play together. We went to pull up one of our favorite songs, and it wouldn't load. The next few weeks, we tried to figure out how to get them back, but nothing we did worked. You see, the songs had been delisted because the music licenses had expired. My original Xbox 360, you know, the cool one Microsoft gave all of us when we shipped, well, it had died. So I switched to my other Xbox, the special one my team gave me when I left Microsoft. Because I changed consoles, the songs weren't there. And because they were delisted, I wasn't able to download them again. Eventually, we just gave up. We gave up on our favorite family game, Grandma's only console game. And you know, that moment really stuck with me. You might think my Rock Band story is just a one-off technical glitch, but it's actually the blueprint for what Sony is planning next. So when people ask me what I think about Sony's recent announcement that they're going all digital, that's all I can think about, that experience. I'm sure this is exactly how the customers who lost access to their PlayStation movie libraries felt when they heard they no longer had the rights to watch movies they paid for.
Stay here. I'll be back.
Terminator 2, one of the best movies ever, was on that list.
Sorry, Quaid. Your whole life is just a dream.
As if customers wouldn't want to rewatch it every few years, or more, like I do.
We believe in the model that people embrace today with PlayStation 3 and continue to demand. Just heard you there. When a gamer buys a PS4 disc, they have the rights to use that copy of the game. They can trade in the game at retail, sell it to another person, lend it to a friend, or keep it forever.
If you haven't heard, Sony Interactive...
Real quick, guys, before we kind of continue with that, like, I remember that E3. I remember what happened. I was in San Diego trying out for a team and doing some work stuff. And I remember when that happened. And I actually recorded a video about Microsoft's mess up. And everyone was like, super excited that Sony got the biggest W ever for simply doing what video games allowed you to do for decades. For literally decades at that point. It was 2013. And people were hooping and hollering and cheering for Sony simply allowing you to do what you're supposed to be able to do with video games. What the Wii U allowed you to do. What the Dreamcast allowed you to do. What the 360 allowed you to do. What the PS3 allowed you to do. What every single other system allows you to do. And they got the biggest W and won the generation off of that. All because Microsoft decided to be a complete morons with this, which was just... which was crazy, man. It's really ironic. It's come full circle. This management with Jack Tretton and I think Sean Layden was there after that, and the people that were there, it seems like a very, very, very long time ago now at this point. It really does.
Interactive announced that they will end production of physical discs for new PlayStation games starting in January of 2028. They shared data saying that 85% of full game sales are digital and that this proves customers want it. They may be correct that most gamers want the convenience of digital, but there was a data leak in 2023 that changes everything. That 85% stat included thousands of games that never had a disc version to begin with. There was no choice. You had to buy a digital version. For the big games that do offer both physical and digital, physical often does really well. God of War Ragnarok was about 76% physical. Sackboy and Ratchet & Clank were up there too. The point is, when gamers have a real choice, they still choose the disc the majority of the time. The headline number they ran with makes digital look way more dominant than it actually is. Remember this?
This is how you share your games on PS4.
Shuhei and Adam literally demoed it like it was one of the best features.
Thanks.
I miss those days. So why is it happening now? Because GTA 6 doesn't have a disc. The physical edition is just a box with a download code inside. Sony waited for Rockstar to make the first move, take the heat, and now they're going all in to make this the new normal. This direction started years ago. In 2013, Don Matrick responded to Xbox One Always Online criticism with the following.
And fortunately, we have a product for people who aren't able to get some form of connectivity. It's called Xbox 360.
Right. So stick with 360. That's your message if you don't,
Well,
if you don't like it?
if you have zero access to the internet, that is an offline device.
Having every game you own on the platform be at risk of being completely destroyed when support ends, even if you have physical copies, and having a mandatory surveillance camera that can detect biometric data like your facial expressions or heart rates, and would upload that data to the publisher.
Xbox wanted an always-on connection. They wanted to stop the used game market. And they've slowly moved in that direction since then. When was the last time you put a disc in and the game just worked without a big download? Look, all the major players, Sony, Microsoft, even Hollywood, they're all aligned here. Digital kills the used market and it stops your old library from competing with new games on the next console. The Western AAA industry has been consistently struggling to produce great games. And this lack...
Did you guys hear what she says here? This is the part that I was talking about, because I said this before, and I really want you guys to focus on this. I said this before, that the market right now, the quality of the games are not good enough to seeing the bending over that people online are doing with these AAA games. They do not, it is not good enough for me to sit there and say $1,000 systems, all digital, all these different, it's not good enough. And she just flats out says it right here. A lot of this stuff is capped. The games are just not good enough. Dragon Age Veilguards and different type of stuff that is coming out, the games are not good enough to sit there and allow people just get ran over like this, you know? They're just not. Now, once again, if the games were, you know, better, and it, like a lot of the best games, and this is the point that I had a bit ago when I talked about, look at the last 6 game of the year winners. All that stuff seems like it could be done on PS4. All that stuff, it doesn't seem like it's going to be anything crazy. You can date it back since the new generation started from 2020, from Xbox and PlayStation new generation from 2020. Look at all the games that won Game of the Year. Yeah. No, those, they're good, but they're not anything that's like, oh my God, I need $1,000 hardware, no physical games. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Like, no, absolutely not. She says it right here. And I don't think she'd say it. And she's not even addressing Nintendo. She doesn't even address Nintendo in any of this. So she's not addressing that at all. But like, she's obviously into all like the AAA and like the big games, like the, you know, she's into that type of stuff. So anyway, I'm going to replay that so you guys can hear it again, because finally somebody else said it. The game quality is not good enough for them to be acting this crazy, you know?
The Western AAA industry has been consistently struggling to produce great games. And this lack of innovation is exactly why hardware manufacturers are pushing for a digital-only future. But it's not just about controlling what you play. It's about maximizing...
I know she's an ex-Microsoft. She's an ex-Microsoft executive. I know that, Leaf Storm.
their own margins on the box itself. You see, console companies can make the hardware significantly cheaper if they just ditch the disk drive. Think about it. At the end of the day, these consoles are often sold at a loss. Cutting that drive is one of the fastest ways for them to stop bleeding money and start turning a profit on every unit sold. So what can you actually do about it? Well, first, you can start using free and open software. I run Debian Linux, and my current favorite game is Zero AD. I've donated to them, but they're not a profitable company. That could change if more people gave money to developers that are making games like this, developers that love what they do. You can support advocacy efforts like the Stop Killing Games campaign from Ross Scott. They're pushing for better consumer protections on delisted and abandoned titles. The results have been mixed so far, which is understandable. It's always a little dicey when you're dealing with big governments and big corporations. You can definitely vote with your wallet. Choose real physical discs when they're available. That said, for digital-only games, convenience usually wins, and it's unfortunately why the digital future feels inevitable. Look, I admit, most of my Steam library is digital too, because I trust they won't pull the games. But I worry about that, because platforms depend on good leadership. Gabe Newell will not run Steam forever, and we've seen from Xbox how fast priorities can shift when you get new leadership.
In addition, PlayStation 4 disc-based games don't need to be connected online to play.
Rock Band's warning is simple. Digital is convenient.
That's all they had to do, man. All they had to do is say they don't got to connect online to play. And this, oh my God. That's crazy, bro. It's crazy looking back at how bad Microsoft messed up. Crazy.
Until someone else decides you've had enough. And there are some games and movies where I will never have enough. Physical gives you real ownership, right? And in my case, physical would have protected those irreplaceable memories.
And Blizzard killed a game they sold over 50 million copies of, which made them billions of dollars, and they kept everyone's money. So they were rewarded for that.
So do what you can. Support real physical releases when they exist. Back up what you can and vote with your wallets. Gamers have had such a huge impact on the games industry the last few years by doing that simple thing, voting with their wallets. And who knows, if enough of us do this, if enough of us support the creators that give us real ownership, maybe things will change. The future isn't written yet.
Now, they ended up backing off of some of that due to competition, but the industry tipped its hand there.
We're going to watch this one next in just a little bit. I'm going to talk about what she had to say. Then we'll watch her Freedom Trap, because the Freedom Trap is exactly what I've been saying Microsoft they can't be doing. And she explains it here with the lead. And she was a former leader, you know, at Microsoft. So I want to talk about that in just a bit. But I want to go over a couple other things that she said. That's like the biggest thing. Like the biggest thing that you can do is vote with your wallet. You can support physical when it's there. Any form of physical ownership, you can support that. You can support the developers that actually want to give you that. You can support the systems that are that. You know, for me, that's what I'm doing. Like, I'm very hesitant now to even buy anything digital. And I know I'm going to be in the minority with that. But for me, at least, like I said, it's just something. I know I'm not going to be able to do everything, you know, when it comes to this whole situation. But it's still something. It's still something better than, you know, better than nothing. You know, okay. So this guy, this Toddy G guy, I'm not sure. You know, who this guy is. I don't know what's going on. I think he just wants me to acknowledge him. So, yo, Toddy G, hey, I appreciate you. Thanks for coming out to the stream, man. Seriously, thank you for coming out to the stream. But yeah, you can basically just, like I said, you can support the real physical. Like, it's got me thinking, man, should I even support GTA? You know, I'm not sure if I want to support GTA or not, you know? So, is this a PC win? Is this a PC win? I don't know if it's a PC win. I just got 2 more games digital. Yeah, Nick, you're going all digital. You're folding. You're going all digital. You're going all digital, man. I don't know if I could. Like I said, I think that if they did go, if let's just say everybody, for the sake of it, Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo all went all digital, I think I'd have to just, like I said, I think UPS is calling, man. I think I'd probably do something else, and I'd probably just do this every now and then and complain, and then also talk about certain games. But I don't know if I would. I don't know, man. It would just feel weird. I like to have that option for physical. It's been a part of my life for decades, and I don't want it to go. You know, I don't want it to go. I like physical games. I like having the ownership. I don't like everything being tied to an account. I don't even like accounts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even a huge fan of accounts. I like physical games, man. Let's see here. Well, GTA is all digital either way you buy it. Like I said, I don't know if I want to buy GTA now. You know, now that there's no real physical that I know, and it seems like it's going to be locked in. Like, it seems like they wanted to, like Laura said, they wanted GTA to take the big hit, which they did take a hit, but then they also wanted to kind of come in after GTA and say, well, GTA's doing it, even though they're getting a lot of pushback on this. Obviously, they are. So it's not like people are ignoring it. But I think that was strategic when it comes down to that. It was very strategic, so. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think the move to me doesn't mean PC. Just, I mean, it's like yes and no. Like, I get it, but PC is like one of the reasons. The thing about it is, like, PC is one of the reasons why we in this predicament. It's like, PC reminds me of, like, gosh, what would it be like? PC reminds me of, like, the person who's trying to help you the whole time, and then at the end of the movie they reveal, I'm the one who killed your parents. I'm the one who you know, took your car. I'm the one who sabotaged you, and I did it for this. Like, y'all know that plot point where you have someone that's helping you the whole time. They're doing all this for you, and then ultimately at the end of the day, they're the ones who caused everything. Like, you know, like that's what it feels like to me. Installing hard drives, PC architecture. It's like, you're the reason all this stuff is happening. It's like, you guys, it's your fault. Oh my gosh, the villain twist cliche is so overused, especially in Disney. Yeah, it's like it reminds me of that, you know? So it's difficult for me to say, yeah, PC, but I will say, yeah, PC does have some good options, right? You have the GOG, you have different storefronts, you have the CD keys, you have the different places you can buy. So it definitely gives you that thing, you know? It gives you that. Gives you a lot of flexibility, gives you the ability to back up your games, right? It gives you a lot more flexibility, that's for sure. It does give you flexibility. So, yes, there is that, but it's still all digital, you know? It's still all digital. Literally Volo from Pokemon Legends art. Yeah, it's like, you're the one who caused all this, man. Like, whether it was intentionally or unintentionally, it's your fault. Yeah, like yeah, Dixon or something, you know, from Xenoblade. Oh my gosh, man. With PC, you always have the nuclear option. If they try taking games from you, that's true. That's what I'm saying. The flexibility of PC is good. John Spawnwave said that GOG allows you to burn your discs. Isn't that good? That's good. That's good. That's not bad at all. That's good. So that's what I'm saying. Like, the flexibility of PC is a thing. So it's like, okay, if you go PC, all right, I get that. But once again, it's the you know, it's like it was me all along. Yeah. It's like I don't know, man. Like, a lot of the stuff where we got here, bruh, PC, bruh. But I mean, I get it though. Like, I want real physical games though. I don't want GOG Ghetto 2001 LimeWire burning and me writing on there. What do I got to do? Write Assassin's Creed Black Flag resynced or something? Like, I don't want to be doing all that or printing out disc covers and like, I'm not doing all that Martha Stewart arts and crafts stuff with games. Like, I gotta go find a box and make box art, you know. I ain't doing all that stuff, man. Martha Black Stewart over here and all that. I ain't doing all that. So it's like, I want to be able to go to the store. I want a console. I want to go to the store. I want to pick up the game. I want to open the game, and I want to have the physical copy. That's what I want. That's what I don't want all this other nonsense, you know? So that's the thing, man. The way that I'm approaching all this madness is is what game is I will buy physical PS5 games and Switch games regardless of what the company does. At least take a stand. Yeah, well, at least till 2028 for PS5. So, Martha Stewart sounds like Yoshi's Crafted World. Well, yeah, same thing. Martha Stewart probably love Yoshi's Crafted World. She probably thinks she can make that game like in real life with all paper craft and all. So I'm good on PC. Y'all can have fun over there. Oh, I'm good on y'all can. I don't know, man. I'm thinking about PC now that like because like, what's the point of buying all digital PS5 and it being locked there? When PC, you can get better deals, or you can get a lot of deals. You can get different storefronts. You can you can do the GOG if you wanted to. I mean, I'm not gonna do it, but I mean, you can burn the games if you want to do it. Like, you can get a lot more deals. You can back up your games better. Like, I don't know, man. I can see why people say, okay, the PC option. Like, I can see that. But then you also have to do, like, with PC stuff. Like, with drivers, with different, like... I get it. I get that. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. Yeah, you get free online. Yep, you get free online. So, but once again, I personally don't know if the games are good enough for me to say, let me invest another... Like, I got a 3080, right? So I can play most games like at 1080p, 60 frames per second, or maybe a little bit better, depending on how old the game or how new the game is and the requirements. So I can play most games just fine on my 3080. And like new games coming out, I can play those just fine too, right? So I can play at a pretty decent clip, right? But like I said, I don't know if the games are good enough for me to even invest in something new or for me to even play it right then. Like, I think I'm okay with just playing stupid. Like, maybe I'm just an idiot Nintendo guy, and I'm okay with just playing this. Like Rhythm Heaven Groove and like silly Nintendo games, and that's what I'll play, and my RPGs, and that's what I'll play, the ones that come out that I can play. I think that might be a thing, you know. So I don't know. Seems like guys in banana suits are going to be declaring victory with OJ talking like this. Not really. They're not going to address it because that would make it seem as if I'm not completely loony and bootlicking Nintendo 24/7. So they won't address that. That's not something that they will address. That's what I've noticed with people that act crazy towards me. It's like they don't address the stuff that I say that's like talking about PlayStation or what I like about this or PC or whatever. They don't address those parts. So they only go into stuff that they don't like. I enjoy setting drivers. Well, I don't. Also, PC Mr. Schizos tend to have friendly fires. PC Mr. Schizos or PC MR Schizos. Friendly fires, maybe. I don't really care. I don't care what they do. Oh, PC Master Race. Okay, yeah. Friendly fires. What does that mean though? PC gaming is good, but I wouldn't say it's the best way to game. I mean, it's all subjective, right? It's all subjective, you know. And by the way, I don't care what he does. He can take any clip. He can say whatever he wants. I don't care. By the way, he can do whatever he wants. Which he's already came by and said what so he can do whatever he wants. I'll say what I want to say. He'll say what he wants to say. Like I said, we can do this till the end of time. We can be throwing shots back and forth till 10 years from now if he wants to do it. I mean, it's up to him. We can throw insults back and forth for a decade from now till one of us quits. I don't care, you know. So yeah. Do I play Xbox? I used to, not anymore. I mean, there's not anything that's interested me to play enough, you know. I did get a review code for Forza, and I unfortunately didn't play it yet. So yeah, there's that. OJ, would you accept a compromise if Sony allowed other storefronts? It's like yes and no. Like I said, I don't know if the games are good enough, right? Like the games are not good enough for me yet. For me to, from what I've played and from what I've seen, they're not good enough for me to accept anything like that just yet. Because like I'm still not on board with PC, and they've been doing that for a while now. So I mean, I do have a lot of PC games, but I want physical games. I want them physical. I want actual physical games. If we keep getting that, then I'll keep supporting that. But I mean, until then, I might just go with Switch 2 and You know, we'll see about other stuff. Maybe if there's like a big JRPG that I have to play, then maybe I'll buy the system or I'll buy something or I'll get it. But and that's not on like Switch 2 or that's not good enough on Nintendo, then maybe I'll buy it. But I'm not gonna sit there and just buy a bunch of digital games and support. I'm not gonna do all that. Like, that's one thing that I know that I'm not gonna do, is do that. And I think I can skip GTA. I think I'm pretty sure I can skip GTA. Like, I'm not a GTA nut. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a GTA head. I'm not someone that has to sit there and play GTA 24/7 or anything like that. I don't, you know, and so I think I can skip it. I can completely skip it, you know? I could. I mean, I want to be able to play it so I can talk about it like on the Spawncast and all that. But like, you know, if I can, or if I don't feel like supporting it, then I don't know. We'll see. I never said that I'd boycott it though. I never said that I'd boycott 100% digital, so we'll see. There's no beef here, man. There's one fraud and there's somebody else that did not start it. So at the end of the day, that's really what it comes down to, man. It comes down to somebody who's a fraud and had something to say, and somebody who was telling the truth. That's the truth of it. So, yo, Freddie Reed, thank you for the subscription, man. I appreciate that. Welcome to the Elite Ninja Village. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Just basically those dudes, despite being friends, they'll also get on each other's necks, start drama, and often make outrageous accusations. Yeah, I can see that, man. Like I said, when you're a schizo, you're a schizo. I mean, a lot of those guys are schizos, so makes sense to me. So, so there's that. I heard GTA 6. GTA 6. I think you're saying it's hard to boycott because I have a crew of 200 members and I'm the leader. Well, GTA Online's not coming out right now, so I mean, if you're talking about like the single player, that's not gonna have like the whole online stuff on there. So I'm just gonna keep supporting physical as long as possible, even if it goes all the way. At least I can say I supported it until the end. That's true. You can say that. So there is that. The first good game Sony made in 10 years was Astrobot. Is a C-tier Mario game at best. A C-tier Mario game. I don't know if I'd do that. Need to buy a whole console that already have a Switch. Yeah, I don't know about a C-tier Mario game. I think it's a really good game though. I think it's a good game. It is lacking. Like if you want, like I said, this is like super nitpicking because we're talking about like elite platformers, and Astrobot is up there in an elite platformer. But if we're gonna nitpick with Astrobot, I mean, obviously the movement options are pretty bad compared to a Mario game, even like dating back to Mario 64. Mario 64 has more movement options and more abilities than Astrobot, which is not good. You know, which is definitely not good. Mario can do more stuff. Mario can aerial, he can long jump, he can triple jump, he can backflip. He can just do way more things than Astrobot, which once again, Mario 64 came out, you know, 30 years ago plus now. So yeah, 30 years ago. So we're nitpicking here. But I wouldn't put it C tier though. I wouldn't put it C tier. Yeah, I'll be on the Spawncast probably. People say that Mario Odyssey has movement options, but the level design doesn't benefit them. No, that's people's lack of actual ability. If you watch a speedrunner, you'll see what they do with all the movement options. So no, that's just people actually just sucking at the game. Watch a speedrunner. They use the roll, they use the cappy, they use the hat throw, they use all the movement options in that game. Just people just being trash like usual. Stuff because GTA 5 being 80 and digital leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Yep. I think I can skip it though, but we'll see. I mean, it's not 80. It's GTA 5 is, or GTA 6. It's 100. It's 100 because they cut out actual content and story stuff in the game. It's actually $100, not 80. So. But yeah, that's just like I said, my opinion on that. If Nintendo sticks with physical, do you think third parties will start to ignore them and side with Sony so they can maintain complete control and limit ownership. No, I don't think that's going to be like, oh, well, Nintendo's deciding to stick with that, because third parties have their own option. They don't have to make physical on Switch too. They don't have to. Like, if you don't want to make a physical game, you don't have to make a physical game. You can make an all digital game. You can make a game key card. You can make a physical game. So you have options. On PlayStation, they don't have any option. It's just all digital now, right? It's going to go towards that. So no, I don't think that's going to cause them to say, oh, well, screw you, Nintendo. Nintendo does not force them to make a physical copy of a game. They don't. It doesn't force them to do that. So no. It's going to be hard for Nintendo to ever go completely digital, as Japan and other Asian countries will lose it and punish them. Yes, that's the thing. And it's like, there's no point. And if anything, if you have, for example, let's say you make, I don't know, let's say you make records, right? You make, or you make record players. And yeah, record players, they're not as popular as they used to be. But let's say your competition stops making record players. And then now when you go to a record player store, it's all your brand of record players. Is the smart thing to do is say, oh, you know what? Well, maybe we should just go with our streaming or our digital service for record playing, you know, our digital software for that, because other people have done it. They're all not making record players anymore, so we should. It's like, no, there are still people that want record players. There's still people that want that, so don't get rid of it. You can still offer digital, just also offer your record player for people that want a record player. So I think that's really how Nintendo's position should be. It's like, hey, look, they're pretty much going all digital. We'll have the physical market to ourselves for the most part. So there's no point in getting rid of it. You know, there's no point in getting rid of it at all. Mario Kart didn't start the $80 pricing. There were games that were priced $80 decades before Mario Kart. Like, for example, I think Phantasy Star was like $80, like on the Genesis. But I think when people say that, they're talking about like in the new modern era. Let's be honest, $80 is not the standard. There's only 2 true $80 games. GTA is not 80. GTA is 100. GTA is $100. Let's see here. Nintendo will be very happy because they're the ones with physical games, so it's more money than them. Yeah. Like, I'd agree that GTA was 80 if they didn't actually cut out a bunch of options from the game, you know, and cut out a bunch of stuff from the game. It's $100. Fire Emblem is $70 if you want the digital version of the game. Elden Ring is 80, but it includes the DLC in there. If we're including DLC, then there's been plenty of $80 games and special editions and stuff that were 80, 100, 120. So I mean, it includes the DLC in there. Let's see here. Most Microsoft games recently were $100 because they cut the disc out of the game to make the premium edition. Indiana Jones, Starfield, Doom all did this. Yeah, they have special editions that are digital deluxe editions and all that have been obviously more than that. But I think people are talking about like standard game, no DLC included or anything like that. I think that's what Felipe's, and that's what people are looking at. They're looking at that. Not special editions, not deluxe editions, not DLC editions, not any of that, you know? There's not a straight comparison from European to US. We're not doing that because obviously euros are different value compared to US dollars. So Mario Kart World, Fortune's Weave is 70. Heck, it's even 80 if you want it physical, if you pre-order it at Walmart. Nintendo thought they can get away with making Mario Tennis Fever $70 and it'd still be a success. Get away. That's just the standard pricing of the game, Ninmar. So I mean, I think you're watching Grifter videos on that one. They didn't go above what the standard pricing was for the games. I mean, don't get me wrong. It would have been nice if it was cheaper. That would have been great. But it's not like they're like, ha, we're doing this. Ha, we're going to get away with it. 70 was the standard for all the games. You don't even have a Switch 2. You don't even have a Switch 2. Are we heading towards heading for a gaming crash? Maybe. Well, we need to stop watching grifting content creators. That's never going to happen because YouTube will keep pushing them out. I'll tell you, the discounted Walmart pre-orders get me every time. Yep, that's one way. I don't think Mario Golf and other sports will be 70. I think they will. They'll be 70, 60. They'll just make the digital version cheaper. They'll just do that. Being a gamer in 2026 will be a struggle. Yeah, you can block them out of your recommendations, but most people aren't going to do that. Most people are not going to do that at all, you know. They're going to just let it rock, you know. Well, it's still better than Fever, which was 70 digital. Exactly. That's why they changed it, because, you know, that's part of the reason why they changed it. It's also kind of like built-in damage control for games that are 80 too as well. So it's like it served two purposes. One, it's going to increase digital sales while still offering a physical option for people. But two, it also damage controls for people that say, oh, well, it's 80. Well, it's actually 70. Like, if you want it for 70, you can get it for 70. And then, of course, they knew that people were going to do the price matching. I mean, I think they were well aware. I'm pretty sure Walmart and Amazon told Nintendo that they're going to do, like, the whole price matching thing. I'm almost positive they let them know about that beforehand because they're big retail partners. So I think Nintendo knew that they were going to have some built-in damage control for that. Nintendo Switch Sports is never going to be as high profile as Mario. So yes, I mean Mario is always going to command a bit more money than like Nintendo Switch Sports does, you know. So that's just something like, yeah, it's Mario. So Mario, they're gonna spend more on Mario. I mean, Yoshi, is Yoshi more valuable than Splatoon? I mean, when you start trying to psychoanalyze that, Felipe, it's nothing. Stop worrying about the pricing and just worry about what you want to get. Don't worry about the character, just worry about what you want to get. If it's worth it to you, then get it. If it's not worth it to you, then don't get it. But when you start saying, well, this has more content than this, and then this is more than this, you just end up making grifter videos. You end up falling in line and listening to grifters. Just buy what you want, play what you want, and based off of what you see. That's all you got to do, you know? That's it. Oh, Joe, you still playing Elliot? How are you liking it? I do like Elliot, and yes, I'm still playing it. John touched upon the NFTs falling out of favor with public as the reason why they aren't an option for digital game ownership. I get the reasoning, but NFTs could work well. Yeah, I didn't see what John was talking about there, so I don't know. I don't know about any of that. So, Fraud Catcher versus Famby. Gaming crashes, fear-mongering. Gaming landscape is extremely different from back then. I think when you talk about a gaming crash, they're not talking about an outright crash like 1980. They're talking about a severe dip in sales and in things like that, which, yes, I do think. If these next systems come out and nobody are buying the new games and nobody are buying them, that would be like a little bit of like a little crash. But I don't think they're talking about like 1980s crash, no. I didn't even know NFTs are still a thing. I didn't know that, but I mean, I'm not sure what he was talking about, but you know, it is what it is. The Fraud Catcher. I think Famby would win against the Fraud Catcher. I don't know, man. They're both pretty stupid. I mean, the Fraud Catcher though, the funny thing about him, like I said, is that he actually thought that he was gonna come here and bully me on my stream, and he got absolutely cooked. That was like the funniest thing that I've ever seen, you know. Yo, Dior, if you're still here, Dior, if you can, I don't know, can you download that and clip that for me, man? If you get the chance, I'd upload it to the channel. the me versus Fraud Catcher in yesterday's stream. I think that'd be pretty funny to watch as like a short or something, or as like on the channel, just like a separate thing on the channel for this weekend. I don't know. No, it's not Frog Catcher. The Fraud Catcher. Famby's not willing to debate. He's just a fraud, too. He's just a fraud as well. All right, let's check out this other video from Laura when she talks about the freedom trap. Why Xbox studios keep failing, the freedom trap. I think this is a good video, too.
We've all heard the dream. Give creative studios total freedom and they will make magic. But at Xbox, that dream has turned into a very expensive nightmare. This is what I call the freedom trap. Creative freedom is incredible. It's completely okay to explore niche ideas, tell personal stories, or even include messages the publisher wants to see in your game. That's your choice as a creator. The issue isn't what you make. The issue is when you explore higher risk or niche topics, but still build the team, the budget, and the timeline as if it were a mainstream blockbuster. It's when you don't test those ideas early with real players to see...
Wait, hold up, what's this? 670,000 copies breaks even, team cost only. Concurrent. Hold up. What game is this? Video game insights breaks 91,400 premium. Okay. She's talking like a live service game?
If there's actually a market before making a blind commitment. Everyone could see that Keeper was a short, surreal, artistic, niche game.
Keeper.
Yet nobody seemed willing to have the hard conversation about realistic expectations and scoping the project accordingly.
You know, he's just like, what's the most unpitchable idea that I could present to Microsoft, who's stuck with us, and see if they approve it? And it did, and so we're just like, okay.
You have to scope the project and the team.
That person, Phil Spencer needs to be, Phil Spencer needs to be beat up. What did I do? What did she say? Is this real?
Idea that I could present to Microsoft, who's stuck with us, and see if they approve it, and it did, and so we're just like, okay.
Goodness, Phil Spencer needs to be arrested. Phil Spencer needs to be arrested. Did he just allow anything just to be like the weirdest, stupidest thing just to be approved with a massive? He needs to be arrested. This man, this is insane. It's just stupid idea, but whatever. Well, I'll just pitch it. Oh, okay, I guess. Bro! Phil Spencer needs to be arrested. He needs to be arrested ASAP. He set these guys up. He set them up. He set them up. The porter with the two says, I make all purchases decisions from Dreamcast guy. Okay. That seems like a bad idea. This is mismanagement on this is almost sabotage. This is almost sabotage. Because by the time that this Keeper game came out, the Xbox studios were not doing well. Phil Spencer knew that Game Pass wasn't producing results. He knew where it was going. Keeper was not a game that had like a 10-year development period or anything like that. So he knew that Game Pass was not doing. He knew that system sales were not rolling. He knew, and he still approved it. They knew.
Have to scope the project and the team size to match the commercial risk. Otherwise, you're not being brave. You're being reckless with other people's careers.
Exactly.
Imagine you're a parent watching your kid play near a busy street. You want them to explore, be creative, take risks, learn. You don't want to be a helicopter parent who controls every move. But if you're too hands-off, that kid can run straight into traffic. Good leadership, whether you're a parent or running a huge gaming division, is that constant, difficult balancing act. You give autonomy, but you also set clear boundaries and step in before things go off a cliff.
He's calling Matt Booty. He's calling Matt Booty. He's calling Phil Spencer, or she's calling Matt Booty, Phil Spencer, and all them. She's calling them bad leaders. She is straight out saying that they are bad leaders, and I agree. They are bad leaders.
I have a pretty strict rule about not sticking my nose into game design. I am here to tell you, and I will say, that our goal is to change as absolutely little about this studio as possible.
That's why these jobs are so tough. Too much control kills creativity. Too little control wastes hundreds of millions of dollars and ends careers. And that's exactly what went wrong here.
There's a bright golden haze on the meadow.
After Microsoft started buying up studios and doubling down on Game Pass, the message to a lot of teams became, go be creative, fill the service, sales aren't the main priority anymore. And then leadership stepped back too far. Many studios heard that and ran with it. They were growing their teams, they were extending their timelines, they were chasing ambitious, niche ideas. They were doing what they were encouraged to do.
How much were we spending? What was the goal? Little by little, we added more people, and it was like a train that we couldn't stop.
But when the rules changed and the focus shifted back toward profitability, a lot of those projects couldn't stand on their own, and this is where we are today. I've been through many acquisitions, and I've watched many fail. When a company gets acquired, they often forget how to run a business. They listen to the siren song of their new masters, and they lose what made them great in the first place.
You pitch RAD, I very much developed RAD around the idea of making a roguelike, because I knew how much money we had to get for it. I knew no one was going to give us that much money unless it was attached to an understandable genre that was making money at a small scale. I like roguelikes. It wasn't like I made something I didn't want.
Look at Double Fine in San Francisco as a clear case. Microsoft acquired them in 2019 when they were still a smaller, more nimble indie studio. After joining Xbox, the team grew from around 40 to 60 people to roughly 100 employees in one of the most expensive cities in the world.
It's a new Double Fine. We remodeled. This is our new space. This is Suite 208. We have a multi-purpose board game area and yoga space.
Since then,
Phil Spencer needs to be arrested. Phil Spencer needs to be arrested. He gave these guys that can't sell a damn thing suites and new offices. Phil Spencer needs to be arrested, bro. He needs to be arrested.
they've shipped Psychonauts 2, Keeper, and Kiln. Both Keeper and Kiln peaked at only around 190 concurrent players on Steam. They got decent Game Pass trials, but almost nobody bought them at full price. Keeper did pick up some awards and nominations for its art direction, its visuals, and accessibility, but this is where the industry bubble comes in.
Bro,
games can get reviewed well and even win awards while
nobody wants to play. Like, did he really think that people are gonna buy Game Pass for this? Did he really? Guys, this is your career. I get you want to be creative, but this is your career. It's still a business. It's still a business. Do I want to sometimes talk about games that are outside of what's in my wheelhouse, like Nintendo stuff? Sure, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to be stupid and start talking about Kiln or Keeper. You guys don't care about Kiln or Keeper. But what if I actually cared about it a lot? Should I still just start making a bunch of videos? It's like, no, nobody cares about Kiln or Keeper. Man, bruh, like this guy, this is terrible.
Success. You saw this with Mixtape. It's already getting early awards buzz, despite modest sales and plenty of debate about whether or not it even feels like a traditional game. Remember when Phil Spencer talked about Redfall's pre-release mock reviews? He mentioned they were internally expecting high 80s, but the game landed much lower. That's a classic bubble problem.
On the score, yeah, we do mock reviews for every game that we launch, and this is like double digits lower than we thought we would be.
This guy is a terror. How? Let me just
Here's where it gets complicated. It's easy to look at numbers and blame corporate greed, and sure, there's some of that. But I've lived this exact situation. At one point, I was running a bunch of studios, and we had just acquired 2. And they couldn't be more different. One was focused and successful, and the other one was a cash fire with a very ambitious project. When we toured the successful studio, they actually had buckets on the rafters so that when it rained, they could catch the water. The other studio had just moved into one of the biggest, most expensive waterfront offices available. We immediately got to work fixing both, upgrading the leaky office and getting the other studio out of their expensive lease and into a more reasonable location. Was it easy to tell the failing studio they had to move? No, it sucked, okay? I caught a lot of heat. People were really upset. It was not fun. but I knew it was the right thing to do for the long-term viability of the studio. I wanted to keep as many talented developers as I could. So this isn't a new pattern, and it has shared accountability. Double Fine could have stayed leaner. They could have moved to a lower-cost location. Microsoft could have stepped in with clearer boundaries sooner. But that didn't happen.
The guys who are in charge, dude, look, Matt, Booty, and Phil Spencer, top-notch dudes. Super respect those guys. They're great. They're gonna come in, smile, point. You guys keep on doing what you do. Woo, we're gonna be like, yeah! 2 days later, Steve from accounting and Bill from marketing shows up. Then we have problems.
We saw some of the same issues with Redfall and Perfect Dark. Massive talent exodus, morale problems, slow progress, teams that even hoped Microsoft would cancel or reboot the projects. The red flags were everywhere, yet action wasn't taken soon enough. This is the freedom trap in action. Creative freedom is incredible, but it has to be managed.
Yeah,
what
that,
Microsoft did was
fake games. Microsoft with their fake games, fake Perfect Dark, not even a real game. All generations sitting there marketing Perfect Dark. They had nothing. And what was it, 2024 or 2025? They show one fake clip of gameplay after 5 years, then cancel it and shut down the whole studio. Phil Spencer needs to be arrested. I don't care what anybody says. I already knew he needed to be arrested and was a poor leader, but this is the truth. Phil Spencer needs to be arrested and he's a poor leader. And I don't mean that seriously, like he needs to actually be arrested, but I mean, he's a poor leader and he messed up. Like and remember, people were serenading him with industry of the year leader awards and all that, and for what? I don't even know. I remember Kid and Kristen, they were talking about how great he is, and also for what? Because of Game Pass, right? Because you got, but meanwhile they were oh my gosh, this is terrible, bro. This is terrible. I don't know.
And out broad freedom across the entire portfolio. They scaled up studios for Game Pass volume without keeping the old portfolio discipline that provided real oversight and course correction.
Today, we're double that size or greater. You know, we're part of a first-party organization. We're part of one of the largest content-producing organizations in the world now, and well on our way to making State of Decay 3 with a much greater level of ambition and support behind us.
You can't lock in massive scope, long schedules, and big teams while expecting every game to work, especially when Game Pass makes it much harder to judge real commercial demand. Nobody, not Satya, not Phil, not Sarah, not the studio leaders, nobody put on the brakes when the warning signs were obvious. Right now, under Asha Sharma's leadership, Xbox is in the middle of a major reset.
Xbox will keep investing, but we've got work to do. You shared the numbers. We're not in a healthy spot, and so next 100 days is going to be about resetting the business.
There are strong rumors that several studios, including Double Fine, are in serious negotiations and could be on the chopping block. This is the direct consequence of years of the freedom trap playing out.
Okay, so we do have the confirmation of that. This video was before, like, the whole situation, so we do have the confirmation of that. Obviously, Undead Labs, they're getting bought by somebody. Ninja Theory, they're getting bought by somebody. So Hellblade, or Senua as well. Double Fine, they're going back to being independent. Compulsion Games going back to being independent. And Arcane Lion, I think they're negotiating going independent or being sold or something happening with them. So that's what happened there.
The bill is finally coming due.
We want to take bigger creative risks and create genre-defining games without the constant threat of annihilation. We want to make our own games our own way and not be told what to make and how to make it.
This reset is painful and it's incredibly frustrating. A lot of talented people who poured years of their lives into these games are going to lose their jobs and see their teams broken up. It sucks, and it's okay to say that, but the correction was overdue, and it was always going to happen. Pain deferred is pain multiplied.
Hellblade was created with a small team of just 20 people and extremely limited resources. Imagine what we can now achieve.
What happened to that guy's hairline? Hold up.
Deferred is pain multiplied.
Hellblade was created with a small team of just 20 people.
Bro, come on, man. Come on, like, there. I mean, really? Really? I would have never bought the team based off of this alone. I would have never bought the team based off of this alone. So let me tell you something, brother. This is the best game ever made. It's called Hellblade. Come on, man. Like, I think there's a situation here that you can't do this. This should not be something that you should do. I don't think you should do something like that. Psycho Pie.
He said, "Give me the John cut."
Okay, that's cap. That's cap. Dude, listen. If John's hair was like this, I would personally fly to Delaware or wherever he lives, Connecticut, one of those little tiny states that are some small little villages that are somehow a state in the U.S. I would fly there personally and tell him, I would shave it myself. I would get together a band of people. I'd hire some mercenaries, and we would hold him down. We'd jump him outside of his Tesla. We would hold him down, and I would shave it off myself if it was this bad. John's is not this bad, bro. John does not have y'all capping. John has hair in the front, like he got hair on top and in the front. He does not. It's not a Hulk Hogan on the side, man. It ain't a Hulk Hogan on the side like that, bro. But no, this guy has a problem. I got a problem with this guy. I got a problem.
And extremely limited resources. Imagine what we can now achieve with our whole team of 100 people, backed by Microsoft, focused purely on Ninja Theory's vision.
By avoiding the hard calls for years, they turned a manageable correction into something far more severe. Leadership is ultimately a trust but verified business. And they forgot the verify part. They also seemingly forgot that games is still a business, and this party was always going to end. My hope is that new leadership under Asha Sharma takes a hard look at what went wrong, that they have real postmortems, real changes to how they manage money and people, creative freedom, accountability. And if Xbox can do that, they can come back stronger. They can have healthier studios and better games.
I think we've come to the end of our time. Good night, all.
I feel like it's made you a better studio.
Well, I guess we'll know whether we're a better studio once we get out the next game, and people will tell us whether we're better or not.
Yeah, she hit the nail on the head multiple times, bro. She's very good at what she does. I had to subscribe to her recently. Very good at what she does, man. She knows what she's doing when it comes to that. And yeah, at the end of the day, man, like, you got to make, it's a business too at the end of the day. Like, it's a business that you've got to actually, you know, supply like games for people. You got to actually supply stuff for people to be able to play. You know, when it comes down to it, you can't just say, I'm going to make whatever I want. Phil Spencer knew that Game Pass wasn't growing. He knew the sales were not growing. I can't believe he made that decision. I can't believe he made, instead of doubling down on what you have, because they already had a lot of good studios. They already had content. They had things. Instead of using that money and doubling down on making sure that your games were elite and good, he used that money to buy a bunch of developers to make random stuff for Game Pass that ultimately ended up didn't working out. Like, anybody could have told him it wasn't going to work. I said it back in the day that it wasn't going to work. I said it back when they were buying all that stuff. I said it wasn't going to work. So the fact that he did that, and like that's what he did, is crazy, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy the fact that's what he decided to do. Legit crazy, bro. Legit crazy. I don't know, man. It's just I don't know. I don't know. Why people choose to do this with their hair and then dye it pink? I don't know. That guy obviously has some issues. That's why at one point I went like this to see if it was actually pink or if it wasn't. If it was like my glasses actually changing it to a different color, but it was actually pink. I'm guessing it was pink. Where is Phil Spencer now? He's retired. What if Mr. Patty Plays came back from the future with that hair? That'd be funny. I'm confused on how the producer thought it would be a good idea to pitch the worst idea they can think of and it benefit them. Once again, that's when you have, like I said, you people that don't know what they're doing. That obviously it's fun to do whatever you want. Like, I get that, you know, but at the end of the day, you got to make the right decisions for you and your team. You know, you got to make the right decisions for you and your team. Yeah, golden parachute for Phil Spencer. The Hulk Hogan cut. Laissez-faire leadership is a double-edged sword. It's great to have freedom and creativity, but the industry that's a deadline and demands results, it's hard to manage like that. To be honest, I don't know of any major or big business where you have freedom and creativity and it works. I can't think of a single business that I've been a part of, a single organization that I've been a part of, a single anything that I've been a part of where if you have complete freedom and creativity and infinite money and all that, just do whatever you want, that it ends up working out. Not on YouTube. I can't do whatever I want on here. I've got to make certain types of videos for my audience and what the YouTube algorithm will do for me. Unless I want to maybe branch out and do something different, I've got to separate that, right? Nobody can just do whatever they want. You can't do whatever you want on YouTube. You can't do whatever you want at your job. You can't do whatever you want in sports. You can't do whatever you want in any type of business that I can think of. But I don't know why these people think they can just do whatever, you can do whatever you want and all of a sudden you be successful. But there's no business that I know of where you can have freedom and creativity to do whatever you want and pitch whatever you want without thinking about any other aspect of the business side of it and say, oh, well, it's okay. Most of the time, that doesn't work. And even if it does work one time, it's not going to work. You're on borrowed time. You are on borrowed time. You're not going to be doing what you're doing for very long. So like Laura said, sure, sounds great on paper, sounds great in practice, sounds great when you're talking about it, but ultimately the tab is going to come due. And when it comes due, it's going to hit 10 times harder than what it would have hit before, or double the force of just simply doing the right thing from the very beginning and dealing with the consequences then and there. You're delaying the inevitable if you do stuff like that, you know? Says Hideo Kojima is doing whatever he wants with his studio. Hideo Kojima, he has his own studio that's an indie studio that's funded by other people. So other people are funding what he wants to do, then that's fine. But he's not owned by anybody. If he was purchased by somebody, I guarantee he would not be doing whatever he wants to do. They would definitely say, hey, look, you got to do this or do that. Or it'd end up basically being kicked out or being dropped or being sold off like Tango, like Tango was, you know? Oh, let's make a music, rhythm, guitar game thingy, whatever, because we want to. Okay, that's fine. It checked all the boxes. No, it didn't. That was a lie. Sold them off. So you can sit there and say, oh, we can do whatever we want. We can do, but like I said, that's not a recipe for success to just sit there and say you can do whatever you want. Sure, creative freedom is good. Shout out to Psychopie. Thank you for the $10 dono. I appreciate that. Creative freedom is good, man. That's awesome. Bumblebee 100K. Thank you for the subscription too. But at the end of the day, once again, you need to make sure that you actually make money too. Like otherwise, you're going to be going out of business or you're going to be in trouble or sold off. You know. So let's see. GTA is the closest to that, I think. Even GTA, they don't. They have to make a certain game. If Rockstar said our next game is not going to be GTA, it's going to be, I don't know, a game about sunshine and rainbows in the open world, they'd be like, no, that's not your next game. So that's not even true. They don't even get complete freedom in GTA. They get a lot of funds, but they don't get complete freedom in GTA. No. And I don't know if you've heard about the horror stories that working at Rockstar, but there's a lot of horror stories. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of burnout. There's a lot of people that were fired. It's not all sunshine and rainbows at Rockstar. Absolutely not. So no, that's not even correct. Just gonna start uploading hairstyling video tips along with the Nintendo news. Listen, if your hair looks like that, then yes. Simeon Corn with the 100 core crystals says, evening Jose, just getting in. My birthday is great. Hey, happy birthday once again. Even though it's a few of my coworkers celebrated my birthday with a small cake with Nintendo decorations, and mind you, I was scheduled to work. I turned 40 today. Hey, happy birthday, happy big 40. And I feel no different. My music request is Harley's Humongous Adventure, the title screen stage 1 theme. All right, I got you, man. Happy birthday to Simeon Coin, dropping the coins, and good lookouts to all your employees that got you a cake. I don't think I've ever had a birthday where any of my employees got me a cake, so they don't like me. Other people have gotten cakes, but not me. All right, so let me see here. So good stuff there. People like good your job. Harley's Humongous Adventure, Harley's Humongous Adventure, title, screen, stage 1 theme. All right, thank you so much for the 100 core crystals. Appreciate that. Did you not like when Hideo Kojima wasn't allowed at the Game Awards 2015? Ninmar, stop asking me silly questions, man. Why do you even know that? You were like 3 when that happened. You were literally, you were like, do you even care about that? You don't care about that. Why are you asking me that question? Like, you were literally in the single, if I'm not correct, you were like 8 years old when that happened. I get it that it was something, but do you actually care about my opinion on that? Like, do you like actually care? Do you care about that? You were literally like 8 years old when that happened. Well, did you even watch it when that happened? Do you care about that? I don't think you care. I don't know why you're asking me that question. What does it matter? That's so Ninmar, exactly. I don't think he cares. Nobody cares what I think about that. No, but I remember knowing that about the game in 2015. Okay, it doesn't matter, Ninmar. It doesn't matter whether I cared about that or not. It's an irrelevant thing. It's irrelevant. that's so Ninmar. This man Ninmar said, "Hey, Psychopath." Nimar, tell the truth. When was the last time you had Chipotle? Tell the truth. Tell the honest truth. When was the last time you had Chipotle? When was the last time? Is the modern Tomb Raider trilogy expected to come to Switch 2? If so, I'll definitely double dip. Modern Tomb Raider trilogy? What's the modern Tomb Raider? I mean, yeah, they already had the original 2013 Tomb Raider, that one. They did that one, and they already did Rise of Tomb Raider. It's already out. Those games are already out on Switch 2. So, I mean, you mean the third game? Yeah, probably. I mean, they did the first 2, right? This is the Yoshi. Yeah, the Yoshi music's not helping. This is like Nimmar's theme, like when he goes outside. Ninmar, you wear a hat with the propeller on it, right? Is that what you wear? That has like a propeller on it and it spins around. Oh, I had Chipotle 2 days. Oh, I was close. 2 days ago. How often do you eat Chipotle, Ninmar? How often do you eat it? Nintendo's the only one in 2028 with physical. Do they count physical media exclusives? I mean, I don't know if they count it as an exclusive. No, but I mean, because Sony will still be able to produce games that had already came out on Blu-ray. So if the game was produced before January 2028, they'll still be around even after that. I went weeks without eating it, but I get it a few weeks at a time. Okay, I feel you on that one. Remember Phil Spencer's pathetic apology video? Did Phil Spencer make an apology video? Oh yeah, I remember that apology video. The one where he a few years ago. Yeah, 4 years ago, Phil Spencer won a Lifetime Achievement Award. So, he won a Lifetime Achievement Award 4 years ago. In the midst of the Xbox Series, obviously not doing well. And I think that year, the Lifetime Achievement Award, he won it 4 years ago. So, he won it after what he did for the Xbox One. That system that got... That system. So he won it 4 years ago. He won it in 2022. That was the year for the Lifetime Achievement Award. Phil Spencer won it when they did not have a single first-party new release for the whole year, by the way. So he won it at the DICE. He won the Lifetime Achievement Award with the Xbox One and that debacle and that flopping, okay? He won a Lifetime Achievement Award based off, like, with the whole generation of Xbox One and how they messed that up, okay? Him and Dom Matrick messed that up. And then on top of that, the Xbox Series came out, and that year, in March 1st, 2022, there was no game for the full year. And he won a Lifetime Achievement Award. Now, obviously, his career isn't defined by the very end, which is the Xbox One and the Xbox Series. That's not how his career is defined by, because he was at Microsoft for a very long time before that. He was at Microsoft for decades before he even was in management. So maybe he's winning the Lifetime Achievement for that. But I still think that I still think it's interesting that there's a lot of guys, there's a lot of content, there's a lot of producers and developers, you know, that have had significantly more successful tenures that have not won Lifetime Achievement Awards from DICE. Okay, so I will say that there's definitely a lot of people out there that have had more success that have not won Lifetime Achievement Awards. You know, so there you go on that. Shout out to Simeon Coin. Thank you for the thank you for that, man. Let me get the. Did we not get the Harley's Humongous Adventure? Did that not play? Oh yeah, we did play. It played. It played. Okay. So. Well, we don't know if everyone's going to support Sony at this point. We got to wait and see for like the actual no digital or no physical system and all that. I don't know. If it's $1,000 and it's going to be all digital, I don't know if that system's going to do really well. I don't see that system doing incredibly well or anything like that. I don't see it doing incredibly well.
Hello.
Okay, we're gonna check out some of Jason Schreier's video, talking about the cruelest part of the Xbox layoffs. That's what he has. The cruelest part of the Xbox layoffs.
One take Schreier. First of all, before we get started on what unfortunately will be a bleak video today, I just want to say up front, I've been getting a few emails from companies who want to do sponsorships on this channel. I've never actually, over the course of my career, which is now approaching 20 years, a wave of layoffs. They are going to cut 3,200 jobs and divest 5 game studios. A couple are going independent, a couple are being sold off, and then one, Arcane in Lyon, France, is just beginning the process of figuring out what is going to happen next. It's really bad news, but there is a catch to this. There is one part of this that I think has gone a little bit under discussed over the last week, which is that that number, that 3,200, is not actually 3,200 job cuts on Monday. It's actually 1,600 job cuts on Monday, and then another 1,600 to come. So that first tranche happened on Monday. That gutted a lot of different studios, id Software and ZeniMax Online Studios, as I mentioned in my video on Monday. ZeniMax got hit pretty hard by this particular reorganization. We also saw layoffs at other studios. Obsidian cut a quarter of their staff, and as I reported on Bloomberg this week, Obsidian is having a total reorganization where they have canceled multiple games, including a sequel to Avowed, and they are now pivoting into the early stages of what will be a Fallout game. Very, very early days on that, by the way. It wouldn't be totally shocking if something changed again in the next few months or the next year or so, but that is happening. By the way, quick side note is that Obsidian is they actually have a small team that was working on Avowed 2 that is still going to keep working on Avowed 2 even though it is canceled.
That's a cap on that. You said somebody said Jason Schreier had better facial hair than you, OJ. That's cap.
While they wait for other projects like Fallout to be ready for them, and maybe in hopes of getting it uncanceled. Maybe it was actually farther along than I think people would expect for a sequel to a game that came out last year. So I think their hope is perhaps that they'll get it so close to being finished that Xbox will look at it and say, okay, yeah, you can finish and release this. It won't cost that much more to finish it. Anyway, so that all happened on Monday, and we saw the kind of the ripple effects, and we saw the consequences and everything that happened, the fallout of it, no pun intended, throughout the week. But what hasn't happened yet is the next 1,600 layoffs. So that number, by the way, that number is actually a little higher than it will ultimately be, in that it includes the studios that Xbox is divesting from. So it might be a little bit closer to 1250, something like that. Although the total number of Xbox layoffs is actually much, much higher, in the sense that Xbox is cutting their vendor spend by 50%. And Microsoft is a company that hires a lot of people who are kind of like, they're full-time working for Microsoft basically, but technically they're working for other agencies, and so a lot of those people are losing their jobs as a result of the whole thing. So really the number is much higher than that, but still, let's focus on those 1250. Those 1250 could be anywhere, could be anyone, and the people who are remaining at Xbox have no idea when that's going to happen, who it's going to happen to, what companies are going to be impacted, if they are potentially on the chopping block, if they now have to worry about losing their jobs over the next 12 months. And morale was already pretty low at Xbox overall, has especially been overall after what happened on Monday. Whether you are still, whether you had a company that, like a subsidiary of Xbox that was untouched, and now you just have to deal with the fact that kind of survivor's guilt of like being a studio that wasn't hit by this. Like if you're at one of the Call of Duty studios, you probably weren't hit very hard by this, but now you have to look around and be like, God, we're still part of this organization that is doing all this. Or you're part of a studio that was hit and you're a survivor, and now again you have to deal with survivor's guilt, and you also have to deal with doing more with less. You have to deal with picking up the pieces for other people, doing other people's jobs potentially. So it's just awful all around. And now on a top of all of that, you have this axe hanging over your head. And nowhere is that more apparent than at Blizzard Entertainment. So I got a couple of emails. A couple of emails were sent to me that were sent out to the entire staff of Blizzard by Blizzard president Johanna Fares, who started the company, a couple of years ago. I'll talk more about her in a second. But she essentially wrote, on Monday, she wrote an email saying like, hey, everyone, take care of yourselves. Quote, you can expect to hear more details regarding today's events and what they mean for Blizzard in further communications. Not exactly comforting. Further communications is when you're going to find out more. The next day, Fares wrote an email to the company saying they had cut, quote, a very small number of roles in the Chinese office. But she didn't say whether that was it, whether that was the end of the layoffs at Blizzard. She said, quote, the broader Xbox actions announced today can be challenging to navigate. At Blizzard, our forward-looking strategic initiatives and priorities remain in focus. Thank you again for the respect and care you have shown for our games, communities, and each other throughout. By the way, this is all in a Bloomberg column that I wrote today about the cruelty of this uncertainty, so go check that out. I'll post a link in the show notes, as well as some other links to coverage that we've been doing over at Bloomberg.com. So Blizzard staff now have no idea what is going to happen. Are they going to be part of this next wave of layoffs? When is that going to happen? Is it going to be after BlizzCon in September? Is it going to be tomorrow? Is it going to be down the road? We really have no idea. Blizzard is a pretty heavily unionized company, so it's possible that this delay and this lack of communication is because the company is negotiating with the union and they're just kind of having that conversation back and forth. But right now, for a lot of people, there is just uncertainty. And this is a company that has been through a lot. I mean, if you've read my book about Blizzard, Play Nice, you know about all the ups and downs they've been through, especially over the last decade or so, since the departure of Mike Morhaime in 2018 and the kind of the Activision culture takeover that happened in those kind of subsequent years, 2018, 2019, 2020, the way that Activision culture clashed with Blizzard, and there was this guy named Armin Zerza who came in and as Blizzard CFO and eventually COO too, Chief Operating Officer, and his way of running the company clashed quite a bit with Blizzard values and Blizzard culture. And it led to a lot of problems, led to a huge exodus of Blizzard staff. A lot of Blizzard veterans wound up leaving, and it all kind of came to a head, or it all just kind of like had another big turnaround in 2023 when Microsoft finally closed the deal to buy Activision Blizzard, and Blizzard became part of Xbox. And then at the beginning of 2024, Xbox laid off a whole bunch of people, 1,900 people across the entire org, including quite a lot at Blizzard, at Activision Blizzard as a whole. And as a result of that, they ousted the president at the time, Mike Ybarra, not super popular among Blizzard staff, I would say, and they brought in a woman named Johanna Fares, who I mentioned earlier. Like I said, I would tell you a little bit more about her. She has a really interesting background. She worked in the NFL for a bit. She worked in Activision, in Call of Duty, in esports, and also in just like supervising the Call of Duty franchise. And so people were pretty skeptical for a couple of reasons when she came in. One is that the way she talks, especially like in all hands meetings and just kind of in public presentations on TV hits and whatnot, she talks in a very corporate way, which is not a Blizzard. Like Blizzard is very much not that. And she also has this background in Activision. People were worried like she was another Activision-minded person, another person who was more about predictability than kind of the creativity that Blizzard has hoped to cultivate and foster over the decades. But actually, I think from what I've gathered talking to people, there's been quite a shift in sentiment about Fares, or at least that skepticism turned to be unwarranted. A lot of people actually really like her and the decisions she made and the way she talks to people, and it feels like people are generally happy with her as a leader. That said, I think there are currently some big battles involving the union and what Blizzard management is actually offering in terms of terms and that whole bargaining process, but that's kind of a bigger picture issue. So right now, Blizzard, and Blizzard is kind of a microcosm for a lot of people at Xbox right now, but Blizzard, I'll talk about Blizzard specifically. Blizzard is in a really interesting place. They have managed to rebuild momentum for a lot of their franchises that were not doing well, especially Overwatch, which is now in a much better place than it was 1-2 years ago. World of Warcraft has also been really doing quite well and still has millions of subscribers and is still making tons of money. Diablo has been doing really well. I don't know if they quite hit the exact numbers that they wanted to for Diablo 4 and its expansions, but it is still a successful game that is making money for them. And there's tons of new projects in the works, new stuff in Diablo, new stuff. I mean, I've talked before, and I wrote in Play Nice about a StarCraft shooter that is in development. A lot of cool stuff happening at Blizzard right now. And now people have to continue working on that stuff without knowing if they're still going to have jobs in 3 months, which is a really awful and cruel position to be in. I think making video games is very hard. If there's any through line in all of the work I've done over the years, it's that.
Not falling asleep at all. I'm just letting you guys listen to what he has to say.
Making video games is extremely harder than people know or realize or think about unless they've done it or have talked to enough people who have done it.
But anyway, we got the gist of what he's saying here. So essentially what he's saying here, he's saying that Microsoft still has more people to be like, and we talked about this before, Microsoft's situation, because they still have people that are going to be laid off that are there right now. They're there right now, and they don't know if they're going to be laid off. Like, they don't know when they're going to be laid off. They just know they're going to be laid off at some point now before the end of March 2027. So it's just a bad situation all around, man. It just sucks. It sucks for everybody involved, but, you know, what can you do? Let's go ahead and round out this last segment here, guys. If you haven't hit that like button, hit that like button. And if you have a question, you can tag me at PlayerEssence, #PlayerEssence by itself. I will be answering questions, and I've got a surprise for you guys because we've got a brand new, awesome RPG plus Xenoblade Genesis video ready to go as soon as this stream is done. I've got a great video for you guys ready to go. I said I was going to try to do that more often where we kind of end and then there's something else we can kind of launch you guys to, and I got that ready for you guys earlier today. We had a big video talking about the like, Switch 2 new users explosion that we're seeing on Twitter and if it's actually like viable or not. We're gonna have another video talk about some other cool stuff when it comes to Nintendo, so we'll have more videos throughout the weekend as well. But yeah, I got that video for you guys ready to go coming up. So if you guys have questions, you can tag me at PlayerEssence, #PlayerEssence by itself. More than happy to answer your questions. And we've got a combo breaker and a JoJo. Thank you to Psycho Pie. I didn't play the JoJo animation, so I'll play that now. So let's go ahead and get that going. And no, deported. Nobody said that he has more bass in the voice. That's just I just don't think that's true. I don't think it's true. I do not think that is true at all. I'm sorry, Deported. No bueno. I don't think it's true. Shout outs, man. Appreciate that. Let's go. Yeah, you let him talk too long. Dude is boring. Well, I mean, I let him talk for 10 minutes, so I wanted to make sure. I think I probably should have cut it off like at maybe 6 or 7. I should have probably cut him off for a bit, but yeah, I let him talk for about 10 minutes. But yeah, I mean, I think he got the stuff out of the way like within the first maybe like 5 minutes or so. But yeah, I mean, he's more entertaining than Moist Critical. I'll give him that. He's more entertaining than Moist Critical. I think he's way more entertaining than Moist Critical. Shout outs to Simeon Coin with the 100 core crystals. So I have a few co-workers that care which are a Mario Party of 4. One thing I learned at work is to speak who care and ignore who don't. So much of your workday goes smoothly. My music request is Super Star Wars Empire Strikes Back Cloud City. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Those who care, you care about them. Those who don't, skip them. You know. Super Star Wars Empire Strikes Back Cloud City. All right, thank you so much for that. 100 core crystals, Simeon Coin. And thank you to Deport with another 2 as well. He's right though. Xbox is torturing their employees. I mean, somewhat. Some people that are like, am I gonna be here? Am I not? Should I start looking for another job? What's going on? You know? So, yeah, that's a thing. So, his voice is annoying. Oh man, his voice is annoying. It's a little squealy, but it's not as bad as some other voices, you know? It's not as bad as some other voices. See, who needs Jason? Who needs to let it go more, Jason or Stephen A. Smith? Jason. Jason definitely needs to let it go more. I mean, Stephen A. has at least he's established a hairline. You know, Jason, the hairline. It's not really. There's not really much of a hairline at all. I mean, yes, Stephen A.'s hairline is pretty far back, but at least there's an established line. You know, like a clear line that you can see. I like Jason. I like Stephen A. I think they're both awesome. They're both some of the best at what they do. Like, Jason Schreier is probably one of the best, if not the best journalist, and Stephen A is one of the best sports commenters, sports debaters out there, you know? So they're both at the top of their class. But, yeah, I'd probably say Jason needs to let it go more. Probably a bit more, yeah. His hairline is the rainbow. Lucky should get the Lucky Charms sponsorship, you know? The Lucky Charms sponsorship on that one. Sorry if you guys hear my son. He's kind of upset in the background. I'll probably we'll finish off the stream, then I'll go see what's see if I can go and console him a little bit. Something happened there. I don't think John needs to let it go. I know people say he needs to let it. I don't think he needs to let it go. I think he's actually fine with how it is. I just think maybe, you know, I don't know the full details, but I don't think it's that bad. People say it's bad. I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's that bad. I don't find his voice to be that annoying. I mean, then Marcus, you probably speak just like him. You guys probably talk alike. Y'all probably. Yo, Quang, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate that. Let's go. No disrespect to Steven, but that man got too much money to have a hairline that bad. He need to book that flight to Turkey. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Or he needs to, not even to Turkey. Like, you can do like the whole John Cena thing. He can do like you can go with the John Cena route too. So, but I think it's, once again, I think it's his ego speaking there. Like, if he did it now, he'd be like, man, I don't want people to think that I have to do this to be better looking. I'm as good as looking as possible, you know? So, see, you don't have a nasal voice. I don't know, Nimbar. You keep on eating that Chipotle, you might have a nasally voice. Put Nimbar in voice chat. We got it. Nimbar, do you got a Discord? Nimbar, do you got Discord? Do you got voice chat? I think I gotta speak with you. I think I actually have to speak with you at some point. That is true. I think I actually need to speak with you at some point. And no voice modifiers and no speaking differently. You got to speak in your natural voice. You have Discord but not chat. Okay, one of these days, Nimar, one of these days we got to get you in Discord. I got to ask a few questions. Oh my gosh, we got to get you in Discord. We got to get you, brother. Did you know a man went viral for promoting space advertisements on his forehead? Nah, I didn't hear about that. Shout outs to Simeon Coin, appreciate that. General Zamora, Blizzard has an advantage to get better deals since they are ununionized, right? A better deal? I think Blizzard has the good IPs. They have the IPs to where they can simply, you know, they can simply maybe make off with this situation better than other studios have so far. So I think that's really what it comes down to. So I think that's it there. But all right, guys, we are going to wrap it up here. I want to say thank you to everybody that came out. But before you go, I want to say I appreciate everybody's support. Shout outs to Gambit Zero. Shout outs to everything here. I do appreciate everybody that came through to the stream and kind of everything like that. And we do have, once again, I want to make sure that I do this correctly. I got a surprise. I got a treat for you guys. Not only have we been doing some great content, a lot of new videos, but we have a video that just dropped right now. We just dropped the video right now. A brand new Xenoblade. Xenoblade Genesis will be even better than expected because of an old what's it called? An old comment that I saw, old interview comment that I saw from Monolith Soft. So I dropped the video. It's right there, guys. So if you can click over on there, watch it when you're done here. I really appreciate that. So I want to say thank you to everybody that came out to today's stream. Seriously, thank you guys so much for that. Go check out my video. We have 200 people plus here. If you guys all jumped out right there, 200 plus people, and watch that video, it's going to help it get to my other subscribers. And it's going to help if you miss my videos for the algorithm, it's going to help you with the algorithm. If you go like it right as soon as it goes up, if you like it, if you drop a comment, say, oh, okay, whatever, OJ, cool, whatever, blah, 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 whatever. Like the video, hype the video if you can. It helps out. So if you're because I've seen a lot of you guys say, oh, you missed my videos. It doesn't come to your sub feed. Doing stuff like this, going and watching the video as soon as it drops, that really helps out in commenting and liking and hyping. So if you guys can do that for my vid, that'd be great. More Xenoblade Genesis videos are coming. This one was a dope video to do, so I really enjoy doing it. And there's other RPG news too. It's not just Xenoblade Genesis. It's also The Adventures of Elliot. It's also Atelier Yumiya. We've got some nice little flow there. So thank you guys so much, man. You guys are awesome. Like I said, go check out the video. Even if you're doing something else, just open it up and put it in the background or something like that. I don't care. So I appreciate that. And yeah, thank you for the support. Big love to Gambit Zero, all the Elite Ninjas, finishing off the night. Yo, we have the Platinum Breaker. Appreciate that. So I'm gonna spam my video again. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for being awesome. Go check out the video. Like I said, go watch it. It's awesome. And yeah, we will see you for tomorrow before the Spawncast pre-show and Spawncast. All right, guys. Love y'all. Peace.